and the West Coast Eagles. That right after this.
She had an adulterous affair.
We can't have it.
She committed an unthinkable crime.
Oh, my God.
But was she guilty of murder?
You go out there and you give me everything you got.
Where does the truth begin?
I didn't want him, but I kept trying to tell her that.
And the lies end.
You did kill Peggy Blankenship with an axe. Didn't you?
Inspired by the shocking true story.
She's a good liar.
Barbara Hershey in the performance of her career. And Brian Denny. Evidence of Love premieres 8:30 tonight on 7.
You could win 1 million Ansett frequent flyer points simply by joining Diners Club or introducing a friend. 1 million points. Imagine where they could take you. And there are 5 trips to Bali to be won, simply by joining Diners Club by July the 31st. Diners Club, you've got 1 million reasons to join right now.
If you're over 25 and haven't made a car insurance claim in the last 5 years, you could save yourself a lot of money. Call FAI on 13 1000 and put us to the test.
Believe it or not, this is perfect swimming pool weather. Perfect because when the temperature drops,
Aqua Technics gives you a once-a-year opportunity to buy the very best fiberglass swimming pool there is for the same price that you'd pay for a normal swimming pool.
don't miss this strictly limited opportunity. See Aqua Technics today at Joondalup and O'Connor, and like most West Australians, you'll choose an Aqua Technics pool.
If you're being called this way and that by others' advice about home loans, here are a few points to consider. 1. Town & Country Bank offers the best standard home loans in Australia. Personal Investment Magazine says so. 2. Town & Country provides both attractive initial concessions and low ongoing rates. 3. For a limited time, if you apply for a Town & Country home loan now, you pay absolutely no upfront bank fee. So where should you go? Exactly.
Fantastic eagle mark. Ooh, what a bone-crunching hip and shoulder. And the Eagles clear the ball to Main Waring, who takes a huge two-hander. Handballs are over across to Djokovic, who chip passes to Langdon. They're rolling it now, and they're calling for more. The Eagles are making a feast of this. Turley handballs another whopper down the throat of Langdon. And Sumich has slammed another one down. Yep, Hungry Jacks and the West Coast Eagles, a winning team once again.
If you're over 25 and haven't made a car insurance claim in the last 5 years, you could save yourself a lot of money. Call FAI on 13 1000 and put us to the test.
Push it, pull it, tow it. I don't care how you get it to us, you'll get $2,000. Yes, regardless of condition, roadworthy or not, at Skipper Mitsubishi and Titan Ford, I'm still giving $2,000 minimum for your old licence bomb as a trade-in on any of my 400 pre-owned used cars. Or I can give you the $2,000 cash back in your hand. $2,000 minimum trade-in, roadworthy or not, at Skipper Mitsubishi in Victoria Park and Titan Ford in Melbourne.
So we're just about set to go. The breeze not a factor. And we have the West Coast Eagles running right to left as we look at it. Alistair Lynch, very good last week.
Who tossed the coin for the Bears in the absence of Roger Merritt.
Craig Lambert's got the long sleeves on today. That should be a great duel. Djokovic and Lynch, two outstanding players. And those long sleeves for the Brisbane Bears, got to say, not all that trendy. So away we go at Subi. First against 11th, but it promises more than that. Turnbull comes off a long run. Clark over the ball. Tries to get the hand pass out, succeeds. Worsfold missed the ball. Big scramble. Turnbull's got it. Kicks it down towards centre half forward. High floating kick. McIntosh behind. Couldn't reach it. McLean stopped it dead. Slapped out of there by Leslie. Still they go. Hines over the top. This is Evans right on the 50. Feeds it wide of Main Waring about 60 metres from goal. Some indecision. Took too long. Play on's the call. Lambert's got some problems. Did very nicely in a tight situation. Lambert chips the ball wide. This is Hamilton.
Shane Hamilton thought he was gone at the end of last year, playing just his third game for this season. Flips off the hands to Lynch. He concedes ground to Scott. The youngster. Kick smothered. Play on. Jakovic, who was left by Lynch there for a moment. Kicked by Jakovic back to half forward. Darryl White. Dropped what he should have taken there. Langdon starting on the ground. Plenty of time off the bench last week for Carl Langdon in his first game back. And we'll have a ball up at half forward for the Eagles.
Best for the Eagles is Schofield, Clapper and Spinks.
Disappointing crowd too. It's lacking a little atmosphere to start. There's Kemp in trouble. Gaston's got him. Holding the ball is the decision.
The Perth people, Dennis, though, when it rains in the morning of a day of the football, they invariably tend to stay away.
I thought about it. McLean comes out wide. Back comes Banfield, hard against the boundary line, in trouble. Tries to get it to Matera. Matera back to goal. Runs towards the wing. Clever kick. Gets it to Kemp. So Kemp down towards half forward. Bond offers the lead. Bond's got the ball about 55 metres from goal. I'd suggest too far out to score. Goes long. Not a bad effort. McIntosh in best position. Fingertips to it. Couldn't hang on. White was down there. And the behind rushed the opening score.
So I thought Champion might get the job on McIntosh, but in fact it's White who has that job. Champion is picking up Chris Lewis.
And this is Martin Leslie to kick in for the Bears. Scott offering a lead. Leslie goes long looking for Clark. With him is Turnbull. It clears the two big ruckmen. At the back, Evans. Round the corner he goes. Further than Matera for Langdon. And Langdon leads to outside the 50 to take a chest mark. Carl Langdon goes in short. And McIntosh marks about 40 metres from goal.
I think that kick was intended for Hines, but McIntosh just committed himself to the footy as he normally would. Didn't see the traffic coming, but took a fairly safe mark in the end. See Hines running straight at us there. McIntosh chipping in front.
Ashley McIntosh for the first goal of the game. The Eagles have the only score, a rush behind. It comes back nicely. Full points.
We've got a 3-month term deposit. Pays 4.5% per annum.
We switched to this 12-month term deposit from Challenge Bank. It earns 5.25%.
Oh, but if interest rates rise, our money isn't locked away.
We don't miss out either. Challenge reviews rates every 3 months. If the bank's 3-month rate has risen, Challenge matches it, then tops it up even more with a bonus. Sorry, but if you want to earn more and not miss out when rates rise, this isn't the way. This is.
Darryl White playing at centre half back on McIntosh. Big assignment. Rucks go at it. Not a particularly good bounce. Clark wins it down. Trouble with Scott. Tangle and the ball up. Eagles by 7 points. The early going. Ideal conditions for football. One down by Turnbull. McAdam gets back. This is Buse. Down towards centre half forward. Good looking kick that. The spiral. Push in the back surely. Lynch. On the back of Jakovic. And Jakovic will take this free kick. Centre half back. McKenna is on. Mid is in the clear. Some men on the outer side demanding the ball. Mainwaring is one. Awkward bounce for him. It goes out of bounds.
148 games for Chris Mainwaring. The record being equal today by Michael Brennan, who joins Dwayne Lamb as the record holders for the Eagles on 150. Evans a little kick. Kemp goes back to Pike. Inside the 50. Past McIntosh it goes and it bounces off Hines. Now a chance Fletcher. Lambert. Cross the ground with a 20-metre hand pass. Leslie delays a hand pass. Walks it a long way. Oh, in front, Lynch, top mark. Nothing Jakovic could do there. Take his best kick to score. He goes for the torpedo, way off the side. And a bit of a fumble in the forward pocket off McIver and the ball out of play. But a chance for the Bears to get their first score here from a boundary throw-in.
Alistair Lynch put in 6 goals against the Eagles last season. Of course, for Fitzroy at the WACA ground in that surprise victory. I'd like to repeat that today, I'm sure. Lambert in there, so is Pike. What a wonderful season he's having. He runs the ball across the boundary line. One of the best stoppers in the league as we take a look at the Brisbane Bear bench. Lappin in the foreground, Francis in the distance. It's a boundary throw in, right full forward. Brennan does the right work, taken by McAdam. That's a marvellous attempt. From there, it's a goal.
Hey, get out.
Hey.
I don't understand. Just get that. Get in there. What are you doing? What do you think?
Come on, I knew what I was doing.
I'm so fast.
Ah, it was all right.
You idiot. Don't tell me to hey.
Grip on yourself.
What are you trying to prove?
It's okay.
You make me so mad. Okay, jump.
Hey, no way. This isn't funny.
Well, if you won't jump, why speed?
Eagles by just a point now. It's one in the middle, comes down to Ashcroft. He's kicked to the 50, Lynch and Djakovic again. This will be a highlight, this contest. Djakovic concedes some ground to Horsfold. Wide for Mainwaring, what a pickup. In he comes to Hart. His kick over centre wing. Gastev in front for the Bears. And taking a safe mark. Told to play on by the umpire. He's kicked to centre half forward. McAdam stays at the back. Waterman climbs and takes the mark. Away to Hart. Very wide out the centre wing. Can Evans keep it in? With a bit of help from Kemp, he can. Peter Matera. Lewis at the back. Oh, well done by Leslie. Lewis off the ground. And brings up a minor score.
And that sort of deliberate kick from Peter Matera, covering at least 50 metres, gets you into the forward line quickly, and it gives you an opportunity for your forwards to make something of it. You see this great grab by Waterman over the back of McIver.
Richard Champion to bring it in. The Eagles lead by 2 points. Champion, members side with a kick. Clark goes up, got a fist on it. Fletcher can't control it. It goes out of bounds on the crowd side of the ground. Desolate on the other side. They started work last week. This goes very short, as you can see. 12-1 on. Bad in a 2-horse race. Fletcher taken high. You'd think even with mad money, you'd have to start shorter than 12-1 on. Fletcher gets it across to Hughes, who runs it up to centre half back. Kicks towards the middle. McAdam's in front. Fell over with McKenna. Runs behind. Djakovic set himself like a penalty taker and thumps it down towards half forward, and the goal, he got it. McIntosh pops it out wide to Lewis, who can run on. No, he can't. Champion, sensing the danger, did well. Got across, closed him down. So Lewis just outside the 50. Hines says kick it high. It's very high. Johnny Gastev's in there, but Kemp over the top.
There's some skill involved there. Djakovic taking the punt from the just backward of the centre circle. Beautiful kick, and then McIntosh a class mark. Lewis another one, and then a third here from Kemp. It's quality.
Yeah. Johnny Gastev in the right spot at the wrong time. So Dean Kemp, a lead inclusion last week. Sharp angle, kicks from 20, puts it through.
Turn a burger into a brand new, fully imported Nissan Pulsar Q. Play McMatch and win with Disney Video Stars. Collect your game cards with any burger or muffin purchase, scratch and match these Disney Video Stars, or win instantly.
Marvellous.
Out of the middle, Banfield for the Eagles. He's kicked wide to right half forward. Bond. Out of bounds on the full, claims Michael McLean. But the boundary umpire's there to throw it in. And a big pack around this for the boundary throw-in. 50 is Turnbull. 16 is Clark. Kemp, who kicked the last goal. This is across the face. And through for a behind. 1 goal, 1 to Dean Kemp. And at the moment, the marks are 9-3 the Eagles. The kicks 24-11 the Eagles.
And the ground's being buzzed. Here's Champion to kick it in. 9 points the difference. Champion. Same place for this kick in as the previous one. Turnbull from behind, tried to knock it forward, picked up by Fletcher. Gets it away to Scott. Scott on the 50, pushed in the back as he kicked. Affected the kick, but no free kick. McKenna missed the ball. Picked up well by McIver. To the run of Fletcher, who goes through the middle. Kicks down towards the 50. Here comes Patios. Great mark. Terrific effort, considering the opposition. It was virtually step for step, and that was John Worsfold.
Yes, well, Worsfold gave him a torrid time in their last encounter, to the point where Patios was taken from the ground, so he'll be very keen to make amends. Still, he's very familiar with this ground, Paul Patios. Turnbull's off the ground, replaced by Spinks.
Patios has been kicking goals lately. This will take a good kick. He's directly in front, right on the 50. Paul Patios. It was a false start. Worsfold was creeping up.
He's worried by the distance, isn't he?
Yeah, right at the edge of his kicking ability, I'd suggest, but could get it. Good looking effort. That's a very good kick. He's made it by about 6 meters. Goal.
Because Australia's #1 health fund is probably a lot less expensive than you think, at the end of the day, you'll feel even better.
Pass the rope, Drew.
Spinks just on the ground, but Clark wins it. Fletcher, the hand pass to Lambert. Gastev. And a little pass is good, and the mark taken wide by Shane Hamilton, extra long player. Matera on the mark. Oh, excellent mark taken down there by Scott. Inside the 50. And at the moment, the Eagles leading by just 3 points. And we've seen Patios kick from outside 50. Here's Scott attempting about the same, but he's wide out. Good looking kick. That's close. And the Bears are in front. Well, we might all be getting more than we bargained on in this game.
Yes, well, Dion Scott's got some height advantage over Michael Brennan. And Hamilton was a good kick, just a fraction high perhaps, but Dion Scott just using his height to advantage there, and Brennan couldn't get his fist to either the arms or the ball. And Scott finishing off very well.
So we're back in the middle. Interesting start. Spinks and Clark. Thumped out of there eventually by Evans, down towards half forward. In front was Gastev. McIntosh, interesting hand pass, taken away by Lambert. Boots it out wide. Need to stretch here. Ashcroft. Perhaps could have gone harder initially. This is Spinks, measures the hand pass, gets it across to Waterman. Kemp's on. He's got the ball inside the centre square. Nothing much down the ground for him though. Mainwaring was being held. No free kick. McIntosh back to goal. He started very well, pulls it across his body. Back goes Leslie with courage, got a fist on it. Flicks it towards the boundary line and or the behind post. In fact, it's gone through for a point.
It's the second time Martin Leslie's committed himself, as he always will, knowing what he's backing into. Got a fist to the ball. A very timely moment.
2-4 to 3 goals. Imagine the 12-1 on's gone already. There's Leslie. Comes in his direction. He's in front and back he goes again. Called out of it at the last moment by Ashcroft.
Well, if there are some smart and brave punters on the Bears side, they're entitled to have full pockets at the moment after their wins in the last couple of weeks, so anything can happen. Comes off hands to Banfield. His kick inside the 50. Champion spoiling Lewis, and the ball goes out of play. We'll have a throw in.
Mind you, they're probably owed a bit over the years. Do you think?
If they've been regular punters, yes.
They probably couldn't have found the wherewithal in the last couple of weeks.
Langdon in ruck. Doesn't reach the ruckman. Goes to Fletcher. Matera. Bears putting on good pressure. That was Craig Lambert that time, forcing the ball out. Quite finding the space they're used to here, the Eagles. And at the moment, the Bears 18-16, 2 points in front, midway through the first term.
Langdon opposed to Clark. It falls behind. Evans crashes into the pack. Going the other way was White. Oh, pretty hectic in there. And a whistle.
Interesting tactic too by Robert Walls. He appears to be using both Ashcroft and Hamilton to interchange on Peter Matera. When they go off Matera, they're then being tagged by Drew Banfield. They've got some work to do.
Good start by the Bears. Up goes White decisively, brilliantly, down to Ashcroft. Hughes measures the options. Ashcroft over the top. This is Champion. Breaking away from half-back. Well done. Aided by a good Shepherd. He kicks towards the wing. Ball pitches behind. McKenna, timely fist, gets it across the boundary line.
It's that sort of shepherding, Dennis, which came from McLean that allows them to be a better team, to get that play coming off the half-back, not a chance to deliver the ball.
Boundary throw in. Clark and Spinks again. It falls behind cleverly by Lambert. Flicked it out to his own advantage. Should have got a kick. Was taken high. Nothing doing. Evans floats one down towards centre half forward. Big pack down there. And the umpire has seen a free kick. And it's going to the Bears. Johnny Gastev will take it.
Gastev and Patios, West Australians back home in the Bears lineup. His kick was marked by Matera forward of centre wing. Lewis giving some movement. Out to McIntosh, who started well. Didn't fly for that mark. There he is at ground level. Champion, Richard Champion, doing well. And so's Craig Lambert. Lambert's left footer up towards centre half forward. McIver, Waterman got hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Freak earlier on. Good hand pass to Hart. Long kick by Hart. McIntosh in front of White. White climbs early. McIntosh wondering, where did he come from? Ground level, Bond. Back to Pike. To centre half forward. Hines should have taken the mark. Making a few blues, giving the Bears a chance. Swept up by Fletcher. Back to McLean. Here's kick to McAdam. In front of McKenna. Oh, no free kick for that. Straight down went Gil McAdam.
In short to Spinks. Matera runs on, but Spinks holds it up. On the ground, I'd suggest, for more mobility. Beautiful pass. Lewis has got this one. Plays on. Banfield. It's back on his left side. Goes long down towards full forward. Bacon goal square. Will it bounce through? I think it has. It's a goal.
Now you can give your all, again and again, because Schweppes Sport Plus puts back what the sweat takes out, fast.
Eagles by 4 points. Having the game taken up to them at the moment by the Bears. Evans skirts around the defence to Kemp. Bond, youngster, 18 years old. Brother playing yesterday for Carlton. Drafted opposite sides of the country. Here's Bond in for his second go at it. Awkward for Pike. Swept up by Fletcher, running into his own man. Lambert, 6 possessions already. Hughes out in front of his man at centre wing. Waterman charges at it. Good football. Chris Waterman off the left boot. To Langdon at half forward. Too far out to score. Got Pike going past. He's gone very wide. The lead by Lewis, 45 metres out, and Lewis this time with a break on Champion.
I think Langdon's had more possessions today than he had last year.
Fair enough.
Played the one game, came off early. He's on a roll.
2 marks, 2 kicks so far today. Lewis from the white line. They've kicked some long goals today, and this is no exception. No goal. It looked a goal. We've all marked it down.
Thanks to you.
Where's the rubber?
The Evan Arosa. More direct play from the Eagles, though, and that sort of setup is ideal in these conditions in the wide spaces at Subio. If we don't go out in those pocket areas, come straight down the centre.
Martin Leslie to bring it in. Goes to the outer side this time. Good long kick too. Pike over the top of Ashcroft. It spills behind. Langdon trying to go with the ball, didn't succeed, and a whistle. So bright sunny conditions now. Breeze still pretty gentle. It's picked up just a little bit. The Eagles have what advantage there is down towards the city or eastern end. Marcus Ashcroft has been a fine player, local product. Up goes Clark, hooks it behind. Pike knocked off balance. Lambert ferrets it out somehow. Hughes knocks it towards the boundary. Out of bounds on the other side for a throw-in. Right half forward for West Coast Eagles. There's the record, as you can see, that draw at Carrara. I think from memory a night game. Close to the boundary line, Gaston runs it across.
Yes, it was 92, I think, didn't it?
And who kicked the goal to bring up the draw?
Now that's an interesting question.
Was that Mr. White?
Ray Windsor. Ray Windsor.
That's right.
Windsor, correct.
Half forward for the Eagles. Big punch on. Vacant space here. Champion leaves his man to approach the ball and sees it out 40 metres from goal. Richard Champion having an excellent season. Chris Lewis, his man today. Wrestling there in ruck. Turnbull's gone off. Clark been on the ball since the start. Back goes Pike to Banfield. Hines crashes through the pack. Ground level, all the Eagles. Lewis goes back, misses Hines. They've lost possession and lost Brown. Michael McLean up towards half forward. Lynch with a break on Djakovic. Ducked his head at the last moment, but takes a free kick.
Alistair Lynch just forward of the wing. Goes down inside the 50. Pios comes on the lead. Well, you know you're in for a tough afternoon leading on John Worsfold.
Well, you back him from here, Pios.
Well, he's a very good kick, Ross.
We know he can kick the distance.
I think you undervalued him last time. I think he can do it from here, although the angle is a little sharper.
Well, Scott showed from here, that's Dion Scott previously, he could kick the ball from this angle.
So Paul Pios going at his second. This to reclaim the lead by a point if it's a goal. Kicks from 52. It's bending back left to right. Not quite the carry. Oh, spectacular leap down there with Scott, and the ball's gone out of bounds in the pocket.
Chris Scott.
Gee, got up.
But his hand coming down, I think.
I thought it was Lynch initially. Scott certainly has got a climb on him. Boundary throw in. Nobody touched it. It falls behind. Chris Mainwaring sock is off the ground up towards midfield. In front is McLean. Hasn't got the ball. Lifted behind eventually. McIver, who's got the good hands. McLean away to Clark. Back it comes. Nicely done to McLean. He runs down towards half foot. Pushed in the back. And must get the kick. Push in the back affected the kick. So as a result, McLean down towards right half forward. Troy Clark about to come on. Fabian Francis off the ground. As McLean kicks it straight to Matera. Well, that was an interesting kick.
Yes, he's looking for Lynch, but it was a very poor kick.
Free kicks 5-1 in favour of the Bears. Matera to centre wing. Spoiled by White on McIntosh. The Eagles have gone successfully off the ground today. Not so much that time. Spinks didn't get enough on it. White gets it to McIver. Floats a hand pass to Fletcher. Bears moving it all right through the middle. Ashcroft straight up the centre. McAdam the only chance for them. And Djakovic is back there about 15 metres away from Lynch. I'm not sure who the kick was aimed for. Matera drops in short of Bond. He waited and beats McLean. Matera goes past for the 1-2. Hooks the kick and straight to the opposition. McIver. Ashcroft, leading possession winner for the Bears this year. Fletcher, look at the space they have down the outer side. Hamilton. And unmarked in the forward pocket is Scott. And they did really find some space once there was the turnover in the centre of the ground.
And they used it much better there, Drew, too. They chipped away to the right person, then went long when they had to give Chris Scott a chance. Got the job on Mainwaring on a wing.
Fantastic debut season. All 11 games, just 18 years of age. For goal, close, just offline.
So the margin 4 points. The Eagles lead. McKenna, the short one. Mainwaring troubled by Desan. Dropped the mark. Now he's got problems. Played it pretty well. Gets it to Hart. Hart drives it down towards the wing. In front is Hughes, got a hand to it. Pretty tough in there with Langdon. Eventually the hand pass came out from Bond, taken by Kemp. High floated down towards half forward. Lewis in front, Champion over the top, did nicely. White comes away. Interesting kicking style, but effective that time. Gets it to Fletcher. David Hines comes off the ground. Smattering of applause. Meantime, on the outer side, this is Spinks to Pike. Kemp close to the boundary line, kicks it down towards half forward. Gastiff on his chest. Well played by John Gastiff. Read it well off the boot. Came aggressively at the ball. Short to Hughes. Hughes decides to settle at left half back.
Schofield on for the Eagles, so they've really changed their balance with Turnbull having gone off. And we just saw Hines go off, two big blokes off. Here's Clark. He's enjoying a pretty good game to McLean. To the 50. McAdam with one hand, off hands to Worsfold. He gets good support from Pike and Brennan. Michael Brennan, game 150 today. Perfect disposal. McIntosh. He's got Banfield, but he'll go longer. Great kick off the left. Look at that. Evans should have taken the mark. Gastiff's got him wide. Comes back to Schofield, who dropped what he should have taken. And now it's whipped away by Leslie. And the Bears can rip it up the ground again. Whoops.
Croft. Oh, Hamilton, was it?
Shane Hamilton, he's lost it to Banfield. Lewis run out for Champion. Richard Champion, first back there. Paddles straight into Lewis's shins.
He was lucky it came back.
That's right. Hamilton just taking a bit of a risk on that wing area where it's quite greasy, just not knowing condition of this ground, trying to bounce the ball there. Should have kicked.
They got plugged on him, didn't it? So bounce about 20 metres out. Over the top, Clark, as Drew said, very effective. Lewis, slung as he kicked. Gastiff, who's been resolute, takes the ball across the line. Or did he? In the end. Good way to run down the clock. A bit early for that, Ross, I know. You're looking at me.
Oh, dear. I wonder sometimes.
So here's the kick in. 3-6-3-1. See? It's quarter time at Subiaco Oval. 3-6-3-1. The margin is 5 points. Michael Malthouse strides onto the ground. Interesting first term, that one. And the West Coast Eagles know they've got a game on their hands.
Imagine your life with the perfect baby.
Bobby, did you hear that?
Imagine the panic if he suddenly got ill.
Help me, please. My baby's not breathing.
Corey was poisoned.
Imagine the nightmare if you were arrested for murder.
Did you attempt to poison your child?
No.
Monday, a riveting true story of one woman's heroic fight to be heard.
Your son has a very rare genetic disease. You're lying, Laurie.
I want out of this hellhole now.
Cloris Leachman, Lisa Hartman-Black.
Please get me out of here.
Falsely Accused. Premieres 8:30 Monday on 7.
You're late.
Oh, sorry, darling.
All right, Mr. Stanton, let's bring that baby into the world.
Why pay for cover you don't need? Only Medibank Private gives you a choice of 16 tables so you can save money by tailoring hospital cover to suit your needs.
One lump or two, Mr. Stanton.
For over 17 years now, Highline has been constructing strong, quality sheds and garages all over Western Australia. From small garden sheds to medium-sized garages and workshops to huge custom-designed industrial sheds. No matter what size shed or garage you're thinking of, Highline can build it and build it strong.
Looking around for a home loan or a personal loan can be a bit of a drag. In fact, finding out how much you can borrow and what the repayments are can be a real strain, especially outside of banking hours. But now, you can just pick up the phone and call Home Building Society on 323 5500. We're open 7 days a week. In fact, you can call us right now.
Mate, I've got a thirst the size of the Simpson.
You want Brown's new Choc chill. It really hits the spot. So refreshing, you just can't get enough. The taste is unbelievable.
Well?
I've sold out. Next delivery's 2 days.
We'll wait.
Join the queue.
At Colin Langan's Wanneroo Mitsubishi, we promise the best prices, the best service, and the best value for money in town. And to confirm this promise, Colin will fit at no charge $3,600 worth of extras to your next new Pajero. This offer will include an air conditioner, a bull bar, a tow bar, headlight protectors, and a roller roof rack. That's right, no charge, and you save $3,600. So remember, be early while this offer lasts, and call Colin Langan's Wanneroo Mitsubishi.
Cover my world and everything that surrounds me. Cover my world.
If you have RAC Home Guard insurance and need to make a claim, just phone us. Unlike most other insurance companies, RAC doesn't expect you to run around getting quotes and arranging repairs. We assess the damage and we organise repairs. And the RAC doesn't charge you a basic excess just for making a claim.
Cover my world. Cover my world. Cover my world.
Quarter time at Subi, and the Eagles lead by 5 points, 3-6 to 3-1. Goals for the West Coast Eagles, Kemp, Banfield and McIntosh. And for the Bears, McAdam, Patios and Dion Scott as we go down to John Rogers.
Yes, Dennis, there was a little concern about Carl Langdon. He went straight up the players' race at quarter time, but he's back on the ground, and I think he may have just gone for a quick pit stop. You know, probably a bit nervous coming back from for his first game for some considerable time. What a great quarter by the Bears. They were kicking into a freshening breeze. I know at the start of the game there wasn't much as far as wind was concerned, but certainly the breeze picked up in that first quarter and the Bears did extremely well into it. They've obviously, as they say in the classics, come to play footy, and they're going to have a red-hot go. As I said at the start of the game, they've really got nothing to lose and they're playing like it. Their forward line is very, very keyed up and pumped up. They were delighted with the goals that they got in the first quarter. They've got plenty of height and pace in the forward line at the moment. Some good matchups. Alistair Lynch is doing well at centre half forward. And Paul Pios, of course, has got genuine pace across the ground. I've been very impressed with the height of Dion Scott. So the Eagles really, Dennis, have got the job in front of them. As I said early in the game, or at the start of the game, very much a mental thing as far as they're concerned. And I'm sure that Mick Malthouse will be reminding them of just what's at stake as far as they're concerned.
Thanks, John. John Worsfold has had the job on former teammate Paul Pios as we take a look at the stats.
Yes, and the Bears, they're slightly less of the football, but they've been quite direct today. They haven't messed around too much out wide where you can get caught here at Subi. And when they have gone direct through the Lynch or Pios, they've looked quite effective. And just down the track there, not much else in that at all, really. Centre break's ineffectual, really. The ball's been just scurried out of the midfield area. But the Eagles not quite getting that drive off half back they usually do, and that's good, a good sign for the Bears because their half-forward line's working hard to keep the footy in.
Kemp 7 kicks, 1 handball. Matera 6 kicks. Banfield 5 and 1. Fletcher for the Bears 3 kicks and 7 handballs.
And Carl Langdon's back on the track. Set to go for the second term then. Just looking away towards the weather quarter, I think this fine weather will hold for the rest of the afternoon, and that's good news. There's Langdon. Gentle breeze. Now the Bears have it as we start the second term.
Margin 5 points in favour of the Eagles after the first quarter. Clark to Ashcroft. Ashcroft a kick under difficulty, but gets it out of the centre square. Free kick at Mainwaring, but nothing doing. Waterman goes back to Jakovic. Spinks marks at centre wing. Spinks in his first season, playing his 10th AFL game. Goes off the left boot to Langdon. Third mark. Kick and a half to goal from there. Hines back on after being benched in the first quarter. It goes to McIntosh. Here's Hines. Across the ground, Matera. Potential danger here. Don't worry about where he is, but look what he's done with it. Straight into the crowd.
So David Hines lining up at full forward in his second quarter against a former Port Adelaide teammate, Martin Leslie, who's done a very good job back half so far in this game.
Here's Leslie, deep in his own defensive area, back towards the wing. Clark, who's been good, settles in front. Spinks reaches over the top. Rubbing the pack is Ashcroft. Lambert hit nicely in a tight situation. Got it to Scott. Smothered there by Banfield. It comes out towards the wing. Picked up brilliantly by Matera. Good evasion. Got by one. Banfield's got it now. Back to Spinks. Look out. Scott got to him. Dragged him off the kick. It wobbles inside the 50. Held without it down there, Leslie. No free kick. Hines to Lewis. Goal coming up.
These are the times that we move through. These are the times that we move through. This is the road that we travel. This is the place that we come to. Revolution.
Margin out to 11 points. Breeze might now be more across the ground than down the ground. Clark to Fletcher to Lambert. They've worked pretty well, those three in the middle. Look at Craig Lambert. He's kicked to half forward. Lynch spoiled by Djakovic. All Bears at the front. Hamilton. Pios in front. Klein bounce. McIver. All pinned to him. Umpire says, who you're holding him.
It was a bit stiff because it was pinned to him and then he was pushed forward, so it's a tough call.
Free kick to Worsfold.
Across the ground he goes. This is Waterman driving it long down towards half forward. Oh, terrific mark taken by Champion.
And 50. The umpire was calling Lewis back on the mark and he didn't. Again, that's where that penalty is pretty tough.
Richard Champion is normally a pretty good kick. Decides to go in short. That's very short. Pitches awkwardly in front of Lynch. Now he's got a problem on his knees. He tries to knock it out. Didn't succeed. And a whistle. So bounce inside the attacking 50 to the Brisbane Bears. Now trailed by 11 points. Dion Scott has the long run. Brennan wins it down. McKinnon knocks it back in. Taken by Djakovic, who stood up in the tackle. Hart bumped off the ball. Well done by young Scott. Now McIver. An opportunity. Hamilton's on. He spots him. The ball wouldn't sit for him. Still Hamilton comes back. Hooks it over his shoulder. They'll contest right on the kickoff line. Big fist down there from Worsfold. Again, it's thumped away by the Eagles' defence. In goes Pike. Picks it up. Very quick hand pass towards the boundary line, and it's pushed across by McKenna.
Now being put under the hammer.
Yes, the Bears forwards have been very good in keeping pressure on the Eagles' backs.
Throw in about 45 metres from goal. Scott works it to the back to McAdam. Cannot get it clear. Brennan does. That's thrown out by Pike. Might have been. To Hart. Round the boundary line. Clark with Spinks. Good tackle by Clark.
And Drew, that's all it needs. And who the player is, just play alongside him and put pressure on him when he's trying to get the footy and then dispose of it. Always make a mistake.
Same 2-2 battle for the boundary throw-in. Clark. Kemp tackled immediately. And the umpire will ball it up.
Right on the wing. The Eagles 4-6, the Bears 3-1. Quite a disparity there in terms of scoring shots, 10-4, but doesn't truly reflect the game. Ashcroft thumps it down. Hamilton knocks it across the boundary line. So a throw in down towards left half forward now for the Brisbane Bears. Clark and Spinks again. So Spinks, who started the season at centre half forward and start, finds himself on the ball this afternoon. Banfield, a quick kick towards the wing. Lewis lays it off. Picked up though by Troy Clark. Langdon almost got him, but actually helped the Bears. He effected the kick and went directly to McAdam. Running down the ground is Gastev. They've got a 2-on-1 situation, and McAdam hasn't put it out very well. Scott's on, and Gastev, what's he doing?
Then he ignored Pios' lead, who was 10 metres in front of Worsfold.
Does not compute. McAdam, well, he might kick a goal. Right on the goal line. It's a juggled mark claim down there by McIver, and it's going to be paid. So he did the right thing. Look at him.
Never in doubt.
Kicked it to McIver.
That's twice you've covered yourself.
Be a long list by the end of the day. Don't worry about that. Goal. Scott McIver.
For a ride as smooth as silk, you should consider a ride in the new Mitsubishi Magna.
Eagles by just 5 points. Well, this time Spinks wins in the ruck, but they're being beaten there by Clark. The umpire will ball it up again. (4-6 to 4 goals won. We've had 8 different goal scorers in the game. The umpire can hardly get breathing space to ball this up. Ashcroft actually wins it to Hamilton, up to half forward. Scott and Mainwaring. Mainwaring going off the ground, being put under pressure by the youngster. And we'll have a throw in between wing and half forward for the Bears.
That's his job this afternoon. Chris Scott to stay with Mainwaring, and so far doing a good job. Boundary throw in. Up goes Clark to knock it down. Pike keeps it in front. Well played, Don Pike. Away he comes, boots it back towards centre wing. Langdon with the run, up he goes on his chest. Carl Langdon. Bond peels off. That's the direction the kick takes. Bond in open space. Breaking for him is Schofield. He wants the ball down towards the 50. He's got it now. Schofield right on the 50. McIntosh leads. Hines in best position. It's a good kick too, favours Hines. Well, never really got to the pitch of that ball. Behind Matera, an opportunity. Settles, kicks, was missed. Behind to Peter Matera. 12 goals this season, 23 last year. His best 4 against Footscray back in round 9. Champion. Clark. Like the look of him, Ross.
Yes, very athletic player.
Good mark from the South Australian, goes to the wing. Former Tasmanian gets in front. I guess he's still a Tasmanian. Has the ball right on the wing. Alistair Lynch. McIver moves towards space rather reluctantly, and Mainwaring comes across. Eventually McIver finishes up with the ball, goes to Scott. Good kick. Pios in front. Oh, it's a free kick. One of life's more thankless tasks is to play on John Worsfold.
Well, the drop mark by Mainwaring is critical here. He had himself set. The kick from Lynch was looking for McIver, and it just was too wide, and Mainwaring chipped in and read it nice, but then made the fatal mistake of not taking the footy.
So Paul Pios going at his second goal. Got one in the opening term. 4-1 to 4-7. This to level the game. The former Eagle kicks from 45. Beautiful kick. It's a goal.
Monday on 7 Nightly News, is divorce the social disease of the 90s?
It is alarming.
Why are marriages failing?
The cost of divorce is estimated at $3 billion.
What are the warning signs?
One partner becoming less interested in sex.
Have you got what it takes to survive?
Talking is an art.
Discover the secrets of Perth's longest married couple, or the devastating effects on families, in Yvette Mooney's 2-part report on Monday.
Nobody knows who's like 7.
What were those odds, Dennis? 7 to 1 on the Eagles. You'd be nervous if you had thousands on that.
12 to 1 on.
12 to 1 on. Lambert will take a free kick. Craig Lambert, 10 possessions. Hoists it very high. Lynch and Jakovic. Jakovic gets it up in the air. McIver backs into trouble. Holding it.
Good tackle by Pike. McIver knew he was going to be in trouble, just protected himself while still holding the footy and got caught.
Pike. Now they can chip it around. Hart. Gets around his man, Hamilton. inside the 50. McIntosh is there. The ball works at the back. McIntosh good to Bond. The Bears have blocked it up pretty well. And there'll be a ball up. Darryl White amongst the last up. And there's Shane Bond. Just 18 years of age. Scores level. We're midway through the second quarter. Clark up a mile again. Another ball up.
Ashley McIntosh at the base of that pack. So a bounce inside the 50 for the West Coast Eagles. 31 apiece. Langdon wants to do the ruck work, but Clark beats him. Slaps it out wide. This is Scott in front, content to take it across. So boundary throw in just outside the 50. As you can see, plenty of dirt piled up out there. Not so this side of the ground. Interesting swing alongside him. Up goes White, thumps it down. This is Hughes. Gets it across towards Hamilton. That was clever. Down goes Lambert. Hamilton again, well played. Got it to Hughes. Lambert. Great football by the Bears. Gastiff up through the middle. Kicks inside the 50. Patios comes on the lead. Terrific mark. Put that on the Highline reel for the Bears in 1994.
Well, it's all because they were prepared to bottle the ball up in their back line early and really make the Eagles forwards work hard. And now when they've got a bit of a run at it, some good hands and a terrific handball from Lambert to the run of Gastiff, who's getting the better of Langdon, was too busy worrying about the umpire and chatting. Gastiff took off and got away from him.
So Paul Patios going at his second goal of the term, his third of the afternoon. He's causing John Worsfold a few problems down there. He's quick on the lead, and that was a great mark. We'll get the distance. We've decided on that. He's got the accuracy as well. The Bears lead it.
You could win 1 million Ansett frequent flyer points simply by joining Diners Club or introducing a friend. 1 million points. Imagine where they could take you. And there are 5 trips to Bali to be won, simply by joining Diners Club by July the 31st. Diners Club, you've got 1 million reasons to join right now.
Well, the Bears going on their merry way, looking for their 3rd win in a row. Can they get their first ever win against the Eagles? They're in front here at Subiaco Oval. Gastiff to White, round the corner, and a dive, and a good mark taken by Fletcher. And Adrian Fletcher is having a day out here. 12 possessions, up towards centre half forward. Lynch should have taken that mark. $1 million man, Matera. Interfered with McAdam, free kick to McAdam. Gilbert McAdam, whose pre-season was ruined by a broken jaw, so he had a long delay before being able to make his debut for the Bears. They have got some class sprinkled around this side now. And, well, you can win at the Gabba, you can win at Cardinia Park, but if you beat the Eagles in Perth, you have made it. And at the moment they're doing that, Patios marks again.
Yes, this time in front of McKenna.
So we assume a switch has been made. Worsfold has gone off him.
And again, McAdam, I thought, was guilty of waiting too long, but he's waiting for that option. He had a couple earlier on, but he will say he's picked the right one on each occasion.
So Paul Patios, 4 marks, and now going for his 4th goal. Kicks through it beautifully again. Oh, touchdown.
Good kick.
Well, as I said in that first quarter, he was very keen to square the ledger with John Worsfold, who had him taken from the ground in the same encounter last year. So he's doing that at the moment with Worsfold's been moved off him.
So the Bears lead by 7 points, 38-31, as Waterman goes in short to the pocket. Here's Worsfold. Another short kick towards the defensive 50. Brennan. Little chip pass, stretching back. Spinks takes the mark close to the boundary line on the outer side. Spinks, a little indecisive. Short again, Jakovic has the ball. And Now they can run it down the ground. This is Hart up towards the middle, kicking towards half forward. Not a particularly good kick. Pitches in no man's land. Who wants it most? Ashcroft does. Nicely done. Oh, gave it away. There's not a problem for Hart, so the Bears have a chance. Pike's in trouble. Banfield couldn't control it. It ricochets to Lambert for space, and Patios on the lead. McKenna over the top. He's first back. So McKenna in the back pocket. Turns and kicks towards the outer side. Worsfold will need to go. McAdam closes. That's all it needed. Gets a fist out of bounds. Throw in.
Just under 8 minutes to go to halftime. And the Bears leading the Eagles in Perth by 7 points. And the breeze has swung round again, and it's at the back of the Bears, so they've got these 8 minutes of wind-assisted time to go. McAdam dishes out the hand pass. Doing well again, Hamilton. Patios underneath it this time. Grabbed by Jakovic. Worsfold. Jakovic again. His kick up over centre wing. Hughes in front. Taken away by his teammate McLean. And he's lost it to McIntosh. The kick inside the 50. Leslie. Under pressure. Leslie. He goes back for it. Hand pass to no one. That'll do him though. He'll hope for it to go out. Lewis gives chase. It does go out.
Good handball. Chris Mainwaring's been taken off for the first time I can remember for some time, and Matt Clappay's come on to replace him on the wing.
Boundary throw in. Langdon in front, wide over the top. Gastiff couldn't control it. Hughes knocked out of there by Champion intelligently. Worth a kick. Gained about 25-30 metres. It's out of bounds further upfield. Turnbull is waiting to come back on. There's Michael Malthouse. The Eagles haven't lost to the Bears, but Malthouse lost a couple when he was at Footscray against Brisbane. It's the boundary throw in. Hamilton thumps it down. Hines keeps it in front, controls it. Looking for Kemp. Now Kemp's got a job to do. He's on the ground. Cannoning in was McAdam. That was very untidy. He'd done it far better.
There's Hines coming on for Turnbull to return into the ruck.
So Kemp goes down towards half forward. In from the sidelines, only for the ball Clark. It's going to be a free kick to Langdon against Gastiff. Here's the kick from Langdon, a good one to Lewis. Not the equal of Patios at the other end. He missed that mark. The umpire quick to respond there. The base of that is Scott. A bounce about 35 metres out from the Eagles' attacking goal. There's Robert Walls. No doubt very happy with the situation at the present time. We said they needed a good start. Well, they've done better than that. Leslie and Hughes combined. Whoops. Problems now out there for Hamilton. Diving in and winning the ball, or at least tying it up, is Banfield, and that's all that needed.
Yes, from Hamilton, who played so well against his former club last week at Geelong. Making a mistake there.
And a bad spot to do it. 25 metres out. Eagles in attack. Clark, fantastic. And Lambert, good vision. Hughes tapping out. Ball helped on there by Hamilton. Haven't cleared the 50 yet. Scott goes for the boundary line, Chris Scott, and wins a throw in. So fancy the youngster, 18 years old, having Mainwaring shifted off the ground. One of the recruits of the year. Leslie. Awkward ball here. Clappay. Champion worked Lewis under the ball. And a throw in the forward pocket. Bears 38, Eagles 31. It's low scoring. Well, that's a surprise to no one, but the Bears were in front.
That's a surprise. White decisively down to Hughes, who was taken high, and he'll get the free kick. His teammate Clark.
Kemp comes off for the Eagles too. Sorry, Dennis. And Evans back on.
Here's Hamilton. Kicks towards the wing. Troy Clark on an unkind bounce. Matera goes up. It's some poor deer country down there. It comes down towards Evans, who hooks it down towards full forward. Spinks almost the juggle mark. They battle after it. The Eagles need a goal. Spinks tries to go off the ground somehow. It came out to Clark, to Lambert, across to Leslie. Runs across the goal face and goes for space. Clappay leads back. Fletcher is tracking him. Clappay tried to get it back to Evans, succeeded. The hand pass to Turnbull, has to wait. McIver gets there, effected the kick. Brilliantly picked up by McIntosh to Banfield. Banfield's kick is good.
Turn a burger into a brand new, fully imported Nissan Pulsar Q. Play McMatch and win with Disney Video Stars. Collect your game cards with any burger or muffin purchase, scratch and match these Disney Video Stars, or win instantly.
If you're over 25 and haven't made a car insurance claim in the last 5 years, you could save yourself a lot of money. Call FAI on 13 1000 and put us to the test.
Bears still leading by a point. 5 minutes to half-time. Turnbull wins in the middle. Trouble for Hughes. Holding it. And Jarrett Schofield with the free kick. Oh, kicks into Hughes on the mark. Turnbull. Throw. Bond. Schofield again. Caught by Gastev. Gee, they're under pressure. In trouble, the Eagles. Doing it a bit hard at the moment. Evans, wide to Matera. Shows them the ball. Goes one way, then the other. Cuts through them like a knife. Beautiful kick to the goal square. Leslie gets back. And he runs it for a point. Geez, exciting to watch Peter Matera. There's nobody in the game, I reckon, who can match him for pace.
Particularly in those confined areas too, Drew. He just gets around with a great deal of speed and agility. Just knows where the players are, which way to go, which step to take.
Here's Leslie. Literally straight down the middle. Clark. Is it White who'll be paid the mark? It's White in front. Spinks over the top.
As Leslie's now got the job on McIntosh.
Spinks should have punched. Fletcher's got it. Towards the wing. This is Clark. Goes back and takes a very good mark. He's been most impressive, this young man. Kicks down towards the 50. The sun a problem for Lynch, but he takes the mark. This ground runs east-west. The sun can be very awkward, but Pios not finding it that way. What a terrific performance he's given. He'll be kicking at his 4th goal here. He's got a poster as well. And this to give the Bears back the lead.
Yes, well, Lynch playing a fair way down the ground in his 2nd quarter. So Pios has had to lead fairly deep. It's been very effective.
Paul Pios kicking at his 3rd goal in this quarter. And just inside the 50, he's got it. So the Bears lead by 6 points.
Yes, and just the 12 games in 93 for Paul Pios, but this season he's really settled himself in, knowing it's almost a do-or-die season for a player of his size and ability, because he can play back and forward, and been given the role at full forward today. Not an unfamiliar role for that player, and he's done it very, very well. Top marks to him, because it's not an easy thing to come across here and perform against your detractors.
Oh, Clark again, brilliant. Ashcroft just can't get it clear, and he's holding it, says the umpire. Didn't make enough attempt to punch the ball clear, Marcus Ashcroft, and the free kick to Drew Banfield. Bears by a goal. Short to Waterman goes Banfield. Another short one to Hart. Barely forward of the wing after a free kick in the centre circle. Now a bit of distance. Lewis at the back, went very early. Michael McLean. Oh, the kick a bit too far. Now chance for Evans. Worsfold on the forward line. Back to Evans. 50 metres out. Edge of the goal square. Langdon the only chance. And a top mark by Darryl White. And from the prone position, the hand pass to McLean. And he kicks to space. There are hectares out here. Lynch up from half forward behind the wing. A clever tap. Hamilton out of the air. Clark gets a bad bounce. Lambert gets it going forward. A chance here. Hamilton again, but his kick didn't have enough carry for Pios. Hart mops up.
This is Pike. Back towards the middle and Turnbull. Bears lead by 6 points. A chance for the Eagles to tie it up. Evans, not a good kick though. Wobbles inside the 50. McIntosh tried to control it, didn't succeed. Leslie thumps it towards the boundary line, and it will be thrown in.
There's a bit of class here from Leslie. He's done some very good things today. Just doing the right thing at the right time for a defender, playing the percentages.
Interesting bench, that one. Kemp, Mainwaring and Spinks. Bit of quality. Fletcher, did he have the ball? Yes, he did. The ball up right on the 50.
There's not a team in the comp that can boast the quality that the Eagles can put on the bench.
Point taken.
They are deep.
So here's the bounce. Clark jostled out of it well by Turnbull. Well, that can't be allowed to happen. Waterman gets in behind them and kicks a goal. No one near it.
Yes, and I'm sure Robert Walls will hang his head with that happening, particularly this time of the game, just under a minute remaining, and they've had far better of the Eagles in this quarter. Just a simple mistake like that, the player not being manned up, and you're away. Just not good enough. Just a small lapse in concentration, and the score is squared.
First playing 11th, but the score's level on half-time. Hines goes back. Evans did well to Turnbull. Wobbly old kick out of the middle. Champion carves out of Lewis to put the Eagles in front, but he was too slow. And the kick off line and out of bounds in the forward pocket.
There's good pressure there by Andrew Hughes, I think it was, the player.
Gee, Robert Walls will be pleased the way they've locked them up and really charged the contest. He was right out of it. Certain score. Now this might be to McIntosh. Across the face. Lewis again. Well done by Champion. Support from McIver. The ball close to the line. Lewis not out of it yet. Keeps the ball in. No, he doesn't. Just over the boundary line. With about 19 seconds to half-time. We'll have a throw in.
Crowd suggesting that ball hadn't gone out of bounds.
So, last chance for the Eagles to hit the front before the long break. The ball back out of play. And the crowd cheering that boundary umpire because they reckon that now is clearly out of play.
I think if he's concentrating properly, Drew, he won't have heard that.
9 seconds to go. McIntosh to Lewis. Chris Lewis. Well, he's put them in front. No, he hasn't. Out of bounds. They hit the behind post. And Champion will have the kick in, but time's up. That was a good minute of play by the Bears to frustrate and spoil the Eagles when time after time they looked a chance to break the deadlock. But at half-time, it is all tied up. Brisbane 7-2-42. West Coast 6 goals 8-44. 6 goals 8-44. The Eagles.
Western Underwriters fabulous footy quiz number 10. Wendy's always the fairest and best, but who was this? Hit him well below the belt.
Now, Mick made a stupid statement to me, well, and it is stupid. He reckons the only ones that shouldn't be considered are the play.
A. Dustin Hoffman or B. Steve Marsh. Enter now on 0055 66588. That's 0055 66588. You could win a year's free car insurance and a Qantas trip to the AFL Grand Final.
Ford light truck sales have soared, and to keep sales moving, Ford dealers will go on cutting sales tax out of every Courier and Econovan deal. Factory bonuses have been extended to provide the tax break truck buyers need. It's your chance to save thousands on Courier and Econovan. But hurry, this offer ends June 30th. And don't forget, business buyers, June 30th is also your last chance to get a government investment allowance. So cut a great light truck deal today and save thousands when your participating Ford dealer pays the sales tax.
National Homes are so sure of their quality, they guarantee the structure for a lifetime. And now included in the price of every energy-efficient National Home, the latest ceiling insulation Self-Therm, plus gas hot plate and water system and Thermalite wall insulation. You can't go past National Homes, WA's best value package deals. This weekend, try before you buy. See our very impressive display homes. Details in the Sunday Times. National Homes, the #1 preferred builder.
Redmond, my man, set the table for 4. You must have spent a fortune. Relax, I mean one for under $20. I got 8 pieces of chicken, 8 nuggets, large chips and wedges, coleslaw, 4 rolls. And a cheesecake? All for $19.95. Excellent economics, my man. Excellent gastronomics, old son.
KFC's Value Party Pack.
Oh, so much food, so little money. That's them. Canter, but I need a number.
I modeled for quite a few years. I worked for all the magazines, and it was very glamorous. Those days, we didn't know what cigarettes could do to you. Then one of the executives said to me, it would be a good thing for you to start smoking. So I started to smoke. Then I was hooked. I was addicted. The only thing that stopped me was when I found out I had cancer.
Marvelous.
Well, Frank, Don Pike, oozing guts and raw talent, a champion. Looks like he spotted something.
Just look at him, Perth. He's full of confidence, no matter what the opposition.
Blimey, he's going where angels fear to tread. Ducking, diving, dodging, weaving, poetry in motion. You'd reckon he was protected with a suit of armour.
Well, he may as well be. He's covered by Medibank Private. And I'll tell you what, Perth, footy's a man's game.
Crikey, not for Sheila's, Frank.
Well, he can rest assured Medibank Private has every part of him covered.
I bet he feels better about that.
I feel better now.
And we're back at Subi. The Eagles led by 5 points at quarter time. It's all even at half time, and he's come clean. You were reported suspended.
Well, I was not guilty, of course, and the umpire didn't see it.
Right.
So how I got 2 weeks really got me beat.
I'm sorry, I said a trivia question. Who was the man that Ross Glendinning hit?
Chap by the name of Bernard Toohey.
Oh, understood. What about this game? What do you make of this game so
far?
far?
I've been very impressed by the Bears. They've matched up very well, and they've just reduced the effectiveness of the Eagles' key players to the point where in that second quarter, both Kemp and Mainwaring were taken from the ground, who are both players who develop a lot for the Eagles. Jakovic from centre half-backs had a very good duel with Alistair Lynch, and that kick off the ground to allow McIntosh to take a great mark on then to Lewis, who took another good one, and it finishes with Kemp. This is probably his best bit of play for the day, Dean Kemp. He takes a mark in the goal square from this Lewis kick over the back of Johnny Gastev, who I thought in the second part of the first quarter and then through that second quarter was very good. And this is the lead up here, which results a poor kick there from Matera, and this lead up allows Pios, not Pios, it's actually Chris Scott out wide, have a shot at goal. It's a shame. It was their best piece of play by the Bears in that first quarter. And as I said, it's very impressive the way they've matched up. Midfield, they've been very good. And Lambert particularly has been creative.
And Pios would be loving this, wouldn't he, this afternoon?
We said during the commentary he was given a bath by Johnny Worsfold.
Wouldn't have been loving that. But...
Not at all. A couple of Panadol at half-time won't go astray. But they've been good with their use of the footy, the Bears. And this is another lead-up where Lambert features, and this handball to Gastev, you can just see at the bottom of the screen, who kicks again to Pios.
That was terrific play.
Well, it's the sort of play that they've been looking for some time, and it's the sort of play they've had in their last two games where they've won.
And no easy mark, that one either.
Well, that's the other thing where perhaps Pios is a bit deceiving. He's got very long arms and takes a good grab, and he's now actually got his third opponent in Michael Brennan, so a compliment to Paul Pios, a former Eagles player, doing very well up forward.
What about the numbers, Ross?
Well, they're deceiving because the Eagles have had more of the footy, but they've been under pressure, and they're not used to that. The ball, every time an Eagles player has got it, has been under pressure from a Bears opponent, and particularly their half-back line, where they get a lot of rebound from, just haven't been able to create anything as they normally do.
What do you see in the future? Is this a case of a top side, being too casual with the side down in 11th place?
Well, I think you're probably taking a bit away from the Bears.
Yeah.
I think most definitely it's not. These are the games John Worsfold said quite a few times where the players worry more about, because the crowd just assumes that they'll win these games, and they don't, because the Bears, the Sydney Swans, those sorts of teams are actually much better than the crowd give them credit for, and it's being shown today.
All square at Subi. We'll be back shortly.
They killed his partner. Now he wants them dead.
They don't take prisoners.
Michael Douglas, Andy Garcia, Black Rain, Wednesday, 8:30 on Channel 7.
Ready for what?
postcard. They went to Hawaii.
I didn't cry while I was waiting for the ambulance. I didn't cry the first or even the second time in hospital. I didn't cry once in 3 months of physio. But when Beck and Rach climbed on the plane without me because I was still up to my neck in hospital bills, that's when it really hurt. Yeah, I cried.
Holden isn't just talking about automotive safety. Holden is doing something about it. Today, Holden offers the life-saving technology of the driver's airbag in over 50 different Holdens. That's far more than any other car company in Australia, local or import. That's 50 more reasons why there's nothing quite like a Holden.
One brick manufacturer has more styles to choose from. The more styles you have to choose from, the more likely you are to build the perfect home. If you want more choice, we'll suit you right down to a T. We're Metro Brick. More colours, more choice.
Fire and Ice, new wave clothing at Worths. Fleecy pants, $29.95. Polar fleece jackets, sweats and tops, $49.95. And natural cotton skivvies, $29.95. Worths, the look, the name, the price.
Cover my world and everything that surrounds me. Cover my world.
If you have RAC Home Guard insurance and need to make a claim, just phone us. Unlike most other insurance companies, RAC doesn't expect you to run around getting quotes and arranging repairs. We assess the damage and we organise repairs. And the RAC doesn't charge you a basic excess just for making a claim.
Cover my world. Cover my world. Cover my world.
In 7 Nightly News at 6, Perth's Christian brothers in a public apology over child abuse. Westrail lashes out at train vandals and a teenage boy wins the right to die.
Look at these team stats here for the Bears, and there's some good contributors right across the ground, which is the reason why they're very much in this game. And they've had players across full-back line, half-back line, midfield particularly, who have been very good. And I think that they have given themselves a very good show to even perhaps pinch this game if they can maintain the same sort of pressure and intensity that John just mentioned before. And the West Coast Eagles, there's some players there with some reasonable numbers there, but the difference there is that their normal quality just hasn't shown out. Their use of the football is normally very, very good. And even a player like David Hart, who's had 8 kicks, a lot of his kicks have been indirect or off the side of the boot a little, so that's gone against their players, but with the level score at the moment, it could go either way.
About to start the second half. Chris Mainwaring back on the ground and Dean Kemp. And away we go. All tied up at half-time. Lambert caught in a very quick tackle by Langdon. It's socket forward up short of the 50. Michael McLean, a bit of magic. Dragged down by Bond, didn't have it. No whistle on the play. Spinks the hand pass. Hughes. And they're out of trouble, the Bears. That was McLean up towards centre wing and diving mark by Hart. Top mark by David Hart.
I'm with you, Drew. I thought McLean should have got a free kick up there earlier on.
Now what's going on here? Is that a play on? Now obviously Alistair Lynch believed it was. And if it's not, is it 50 metres to Hart? He wants it. Now Jakovic peels around and takes it. And the kick goes forward of centre wing to Kemp. Oh, now they've mucked it up. Hart back to Kemp. And a hurried left footer with no penetration. McIntosh tries to punch on. Bond works it on. Pike is there. Lambert tries to soccer away from him. It bounces up all right for Craig Lambert. His hand pass a bit high. Leslie good enough. Kick over half-back flank. Full stretch, Mainwaring. I'm sure he would have had a bit of a rev at half-time from Mick Malthouse. And if you'd been John Rogers' fly on the wall, you might have got swatted.
Good effort there by Craig Lambert there too, Drew, to run back with Pike to just prevent a scoring shot there. And that's his defensive game has been very good.
Turnbull got a bit of that, but they didn't get it clear. Helped on for the Bears. Horsfall lost control of it. Gastev through the middle. The hand pass out wide to Ashcroft. His kick to half forward. And Brennan in front of Dion Scott to mark. Michael Brennan playing game 150. Out to centre wing. 2-1 the Eagles. Mark to Banfield. Clever. Centering kick. Just carried. Spinks takes the mark. He's got Waterman. Kick by Waterman to half forward. Matera.
Well, I don't think it was meant for Matera. I think it was meant for the lead of either Lewis or McIntosh behind Matera, but it came off his non-preferred right foot. Unfortunately, Matera was in front.
The breeze has got a bit more cross about it than following.
Yes, I don't think it's really favouring either end at all, Drew. Quite right there.
At various stages, it has been going right to left, but not so much for this kick by Peter Matera. He'll be kicking from outside 50. Thumps it long. Fantastic kick.
If you get to your participating Mitsubishi truck dealer before the end of June, you'll discover huge reductions on Canter that have to be seen to be believed.
It's a chicken treat Sunday, something new. A $3 special waiting for you. Sunday.
Buy a whole chicken and get 4 corns, a large peas, gravy, and chips for only $3 more.
All this for only $3 more.
Chicken treat, I got the taste.
Bounced by Dennis Ridge back in the middle. Turnbull wins another one. Got Lambert the crummer. Ex-Richmond player. Lynch. Taken off it by Worsfold, who just got a toe to it. Clever punch out McAdam for Lynch. Lynch gets clear, thumps it long. Oh, Dion Scott almost. Pios tries to hand pass through. He's got a chance, Pios. Out to Scott. Chris Scott. I think he's trying to centre rather than going for goal. In fact, he's got neither really, and Brennan. So it's hit the post. Interesting one by Chris Scott. I'm sure he was trying to centre it.
Yes, and it just came off the outside a little bit, Drew, and nearly pushed himself back through for a goal.
Short pass in by McKenna, and he's got Hart in the back pocket. Really have the job ahead of them, the Eagles. First against 11. Pike up towards centre wing. Bond takes the mark.
Here's Bond. Long kick down towards half forward. Langdon, Gastev, and Lewis in behind. There's Lewis. Right half forward. Gentle breeze at his back. Goes for distance. McIntosh from behind. Almost. Opportunity for Evans. Picked up by Matera. 25 metres out. He's got another one.
HBF Travel Drama number 9. A gripping reenactment. Jim Davis of Dianella was in the wilds of Borneo, hacking his way through dense jungle, trying to find the lost city of Zob. Unfortunately, he was still only a kilometre from his hotel. He stumbled onto a major highway and was hit by the 615 from Sarawak. But HBF soon had him back on his feet. Or rather, back on his foot. So if you're a fearless adventurer heading overseas, see any HBF branch or your travel agent and demand HBF Worldwide Travel Insurance. We're with you all the way.
An 11-point lead now for the Eagles. They'd started the half just a couple of minutes ago, level. Turnbull, give him 3 in a row to start this second half. Bond, Lewis. Well, McLean, he hooked the ball in. The umpire's going to ball it up.
Well, actually went against his teammate too there, Drew, by hooking it back in because Champion had the run of it and they could have cleared the ball out.
Michael McLean, prominent with his mouth guard with the Aboriginal motif. So proud that he was captain of the Aboriginal All-Stars in Darwin at the start of the season. There's Bond to Kemp, but the pressure from the Bears rip it off him. White, number 33, with Evans, number 18. Andrew Hughes, the ex-Geelong champ. Plenty of time to steady. Great kick to Clark. Gastev going past.
He was playing on, I thought.
Was playing on for sure.
No doubt about that. The umpire had a perfect angle on it too, about 15 metres away. Scott on the outer side. Right on the wing, goes down towards half forward. Lynch, searching lead. Takes this mark a little closer to goal. Kicks towards the 50. Waterman's in front and will get the free kick. McIver interfering. So Waterman up from the back pocket. Lewis offers a lead. Waterman rather indecisive here. Best kick it long, I'd suggest. He does. Down towards the middle. In from the side. Dion Scott. Great grab. Seen this fellow play a few good games. Started out with the Sydney Swans. He boots it back towards the 50. Tailor-made for Waterman. So Scott and Waterman playing kick to kick at the moment. Waterman's got this ball in the same position he kicked the last one out from.
Dion Scott will come off the ground. Fabian Francis to come on. Short for a tall.
Meantime, it's Hart. Boots it back towards the interchange gates. Matera cleverly flicked it back to his own advantage, sensing the danger. Lappin got there quickly enough. Matera held without it. He'll get the free kick. So perhaps Peter Matera, the man who is providing the spark to get the Eagles on top. He's kicked 2 goals in this term. Goes down towards half forward. Spinks. Beautiful kick. 8-8-7-3. Spinks unloads a long one. Not a good kick, though. Awkward one for Leslie. Turnbull favoured by the smother. Still he goes, Turnbull. 40 metres out. That's a very fine snap.
Turn a burger into a fun-filled family holiday aboard P&O's Fair Star. Play McMatch and win with Disney Video Stars. Collect your game cards with any burger or muffin purchase, scratch and match these Disney Video Stars, or win instantly.
In this quarter, the Eagles 3 goals straight, the Bears 1 behind. Clark down to Lambert. That's a bit more like how it was happening in the first half. Main Waring couldn't get his boot to the ball. Kemp goes off the ground. Bond caught in McLean's tackle, holding it.
Pike's hurt.
He did get the ball away to Lewis, but a split second holding it. Yeah, Don Pike not looking too good. Now here's Gastev. Lead by McAdam, Worsfold. Good contest.
Interesting what happened to Pike too. I was watching at the time. He socketed off the ground and actually eased up, didn't he?
Yes, and I just wonder if he's hurt his shoulder or left arm. Obviously in a lot of trouble.
Amazing how these things happen.
Clark behind. Turnbull having a good 5 minutes here. Champion up the ground. Beautiful kick inside half forward. Interference there, but Brennan at the back takes it. McKenna. And the Eagles going on their customary run round the outer side. Kick by Guy McKenna. Langdon bobbles the mark. Gastev with him. Langdon paddles. Off the ground goes Main Waring. The Eagles have done that successfully today. Not afraid to not bend down and take possession, but boot it off the ground.
I'm surprised if Don Pike's got some rib problems. I mean, I've had a guess at 3 or 4 there, but he's not healthy.
What's this?
It was a cannon.
Yeah. So bad luck for Pike and the Eagles as Fletcher combines with Hughes and Champion to bring it away for the Bears. Kick but lack conviction. McIntosh gets it back to Bond. He's 40 metres out. Kick a wayward one. All Bears down there. Back goes Leslie. Takes the mark. This is Hamilton. He elects to run it out. 9-8-7-3, so a worrying time now for the Bears and Robert Walls. McAdam to Lambert, who's been good. He goes down towards half forward. Lynch in front. Jakovic there. Pushing it towards the line is Hart, and he's content with that. So boundary throw in. Don Pike off the ground after a collision. He socketed the ball, and then just a step or two after that, was collected on the way through after, I'm sure, he just eased up a little, thinking the work had been done. Brennan, almost a spectacular mark. This is McIver. Well done by McIver. Francis tries to go through, lost the ball. McKenna to Jakovic. Now they've got problems around the outer side. The Bears. Mainwaring pinpointed brilliantly. Unloads for a long kick down towards half-forward. Champion should be too big and too tall. Keeps Schofield from the ball, and Schofield gives away the free.
Richard Champion. Fine game. Across to Ashcroft. Nobody to go to. Worried out of it by Matera and goes for the boundary line.
Yes, and a wasted handball by Fabian Francis about 45 seconds earlier on the half-forward line for the Bears. A good opportunity to get a score, and he just gave the ball away far too easily.
Clark again, but Turnbull. Ill-directed hand pass. Lambert. Good vision. A chance here for McAdam. Hesitating lead by McIver. Lynch is there, or McIver. Might have spoiled each other. They soccer it forward inside the 50. Here's Jakovic. Turning them inside out, Glenn Jakovic. Kick dropped short. Chance here for Lappin. Pass is good to Patios, but he dropped it. Jakovic again. Patios makes a contest of it. 35 metres out. Eagles under pressure. Jakovic shrugs the tackle. Hand pass too high. McKenna throws the ball out. Tackle on hard. Play on, says the umpire. Lewis. And now Mainwaring.
To be a kick for Hart. He didn't take the ball. He just knocked it away cleverly and was tackled. Held a long time. Seemed a blatant free kick. Here's Mainwaring around the outer side. Over the top. Champion got a fist on that one. Taken by Fletcher. McLean towards midfield. Not a good kick. He's made a few mistakes today. McLean. Well played though by Lappin. Picked that ball up after some good work earlier by Hamilton. It comes back to Hamilton. Feeds it off. Clark was the man who set it up, and now Lappin finishes. Kicks inside the 50. Intended for Lynch. Runs free behind Waterman. Did he have it? Play goes on. Close to the boundary line. Hart's in trouble. Trip, says the umpire. Advantage is paid. Waterman gets it to Jakovic, who pulls it back for Turnbull, who kicked a very nice goal a few moments ago. Langdon offers the lead. He slipped away from Champion, but the kick wasn't good. Champion got there in time. Well done by Hughes. Spins out of trouble. Lappin, awkward one, took his eye off the ball, confronted by Banfield. Chance now for Champion again. Boots it down towards half forward. Lynch, well done. Accelerated away there from Jakovic. So Lynch, who is a good kick. He will kick from about 55, 60 metres out. Not beyond him, this one.
Yes, the leading opportunities have been lost now.
Look for them to contest a couple of metres out, if in fact they do. Lynch, forced to go for goal. Not a good kick. Away to the right, over the top, young Scott again. He likes a fly. Brennan, the veteran, gets it out of bounds.
Schofield off for clap A.
Bears still looking for their first goal of the term. They've kicked just one behind. Kyver there. Oh, Lambert quick with his hands. McAdam left footer. Get back too far. No, goal!
If you get to your participating Mitsubishi truck dealer before the end of June, you'll discover huge reductions on Canter that have to be seen to be believed.
Oil dripping from your car's engine is unsightly and dangerous. To help stop it, add Wynn's engine stop leak. That messy problem could soon become expensive. So if you see the leak, seal it with Wynn's engine stop leak. When it's Wynn's, it works.
8 possessions for McAdam. Here's Fletcher out of the middle. Kicks inside the 50. Worsfold lost it somehow in flight. Waterman has been steady. Puts it back towards half back, and the mark is held by Matera. Matera. Left half back. High kick towards the wing. Tailor-made for Champion. Up he goes. Gets a fist on it. Gets it out of bounds. Peter Matera. 5 marks, 13 kicks, one hand pass. His best work coming in this term with 2 goals already. Turnbull in front, but Clark has been the master in those duels today. At close quarters intended for Fletcher. Somehow came out between his legs. Turnbull's got it, claimed. The umpire waited a long time, and we've got a bounce on the wing. Words exchanged between McLean and Evans. As we await the bounce, the Eagles lead 9-8 to 8-3. what's turned out to be a nice afternoon here in Perth. It's glorious for footy as Turnbull thumps it. McAdam leads in the race. Could have been tripped. The ball goes out of bounds. Another throw-in.
Eagles by 11 points. Scores had been level at half-time. Lambert quick with his hands again. Two extra long players combining here, but it's going to be a free kick back off the ball.
Hamilton, yep.
They combine again. Hamilton to Fletcher. Oh, poor kick. Langdon in front of Champion. Pressure by Champion. No mark, no free kick to Langdon. Kemp to Turnbull. A high ball. Lewis there. Lambert has been sensational. McLean misses with his hand pass. Evans inside the 50, goes back out wide. Spinks, left footer, and doesn't get a score.
Yeah, fortunately, Drew, there for Michael McLean, another little mistake, and he knows he's made a few. That handball was very ordinary from a quality player like that.
Lambert, 9 kicks, 15 handballs.
There's the boundary throw in. Clark props in front. Over the top, Champion directs it down and goes out of bounds. Lambert is very groggy in the hands of the trainers at half back. Brisbane Bears. Some concern about Lambert. 4 trainers now out there. Meantime, there's the throw in. Spinks, Clark wrestle. Hughes gets it to Ashcroft. Ashcroft, well, that would have been interesting. Had he kicked and followed his initial intention, he would have popped the ball directly at that group of trainers and the injured player who's now on his feet, Lambert, coming off the ground.
He's groggy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Not good at all.
Ball didn't bounce out, so it's thrown in once more. Clark, who's been superb, goes up and wins it. So Craig Lambert has been a very influential player in the context of this game this afternoon. He's coming off. So rotten luck. We talked about patience before for the fans of the Brisbane Bears. Their string of top recruits have had their problems this year, and it seems they'll continue. Meantime, it's going to be a free kick to Matera, is it?
Yes.
Down towards half forward.
Troy Clark was the player to come on to replace Lambert, so fortunately a rover for a rover. As Turnbull also comes off for the Eagles. Hines to come on.
Matera gives it away. McLean marked it. As Hughes storming up from the back pocket, kicks to midfield. Clark, good grab. That's the little Clark. Clark, the shorter.
Hard to do straight off the bench.
Yeah, it was a good mark. He goes down towards half forward. Lynch on a lead. Beats Jakovic in the air. Good contest. The crowd enjoying this, and Lynch is winning. Goes in short wide of Patios. Matera gets back. That's great. Goes across the ground. Kemp in space. Nothing on down the ground for him except Langdon, who runs hard, but the kick is a shocker. It's out of bounds on the full.
Yes, well, mistake following mistake. It was a poor kick by Lynch to Patios after a good mark. See the Lambert incident again.
Clash of heads with Michael McLean. Well, the looks of that.
Yep.
And, oh, that's bad luck for the Bears. He's been a real prime mover. And fancy missing him with still 6 minutes to go to three-quarter time. Hughes tries to trap it. Can't. Lewis can't beat Champion's tackle. Langdon to centre half forward. McIntosh. Gastev first back there. Bears just 1 goal for the quarter, and the Eagles kick the first 3. Here's White, who's had a quiet day. Francis, very wide for Chris Scott, who marks in between half-back flank and up towards the wing. Looking for Lynch. Been a good contest, Lynch and Jakovic. Overrun by Lapp, taken by McKenna. Hart, and they're setting up. Kick by Hart, just back to the wing. Scott backs into the pack. Champion crashes over, and once again the Eagles soccer out of the air over the head of Lewis. Hughes getting back. Great tackle by Lewis, top footy. And they'll go on with it, these two.
Yes, they've had a couple of dips during the course of the day.
And Carl Langdon is down, so they're going down like flies here at Subiaco Oval. Now an Eagles free kick within scoring distance.
He may have hurt his right knee again. No, he's up and walking okay.
So Chris Mainwaring to kick for goal in a very low scoring game. 9-8 to 8 goals 3. And this will give them a bit of a break, should he kick this one. Kicking from about 45 metres. Hooked it, and lucky to score anything. In fact, out of bounds on the full.
It's not the game you choose for the time capsule, is it? Out of defence. Kick from Leslie. Hugs the boundary line. Clark again. Has been very, very good. He's got this ball at right half back. He kicks towards the wing. Worsfold kept his feet. Hart leads back. Clark after him, and the ball goes out of bounds. So we've got a boundary throw-in down in front of our commentary position. Less than 4.5 minutes till three-quarter time. Clark and Hines. Hines it is who gets in front. Stifled ruck knock. It comes to Fletcher. Lappin. Nicely done in a tight situation. Kicks inside the 50. Patios. Brennan gets back. Clark keeps it alive for the Bears. He's in trouble. Slaps it out. The Eagles have got 2-on-2 down there. And it's tied up, I think, by Waterman. And a bounce in the back pocket. Eagles 9-8. Bears 8-3. You've got to admire the application and the grit of the Brisbane Bears today. Will it be enough? They're not out of this game yet. But Lambert off the ground. A pronounced influence. 24 possessions when he came off as Patios thumps it towards the boundary. Hamilton thumps it out of bounds. Patios has been very lively on the forward line, but hasn't added to his total in this term. 3 goals in the second quarter, 4 for the game. Wait for the throw-in. McIver has it knocked away by Waterman. Tallest men in the code. Clark's hand pass towards Ashcroft, met solidly by Worsfold. Ashcroft's over the ball. The umpire quick to whistle it up that time. A sense of occasion from the umpire.
The Bears haven't played their trump yet. Rudy Frigo, who's played just 2 games, both winning games. He's been on the bench and hasn't had a gallop yet. Out of bounds again near the 50.
When do you think they'll play their trump?
You put some pressure on him, haven't you?
That's right, poor old Rudy.
Oh, he won't see this tape till about Wednesday. Here's Lewis. Back behind half-back Chris Lewis. Great smother by his opponent, Ashcroft. Not his direct opponent, but terrific smother by Ashcroft. And congratulations from his teammates in the area. That's the sort of thing that can win you a game, and it is still winnable. They trail by 11 points only. 3 minutes to three-quarter time. Hines wins. Lewis back out of bounds. Michael McLean, that was the clash of heads he had with Lambert, and Lambert's had to go off, but McLean not looking too good either.
Well, that's a nasty one. Boundary throw in. Fletcher goes up in front. Ashcroft, gee, he's hurt his keep in the last 30 seconds or so. Down he goes again.
Yeah, copped a hip and shoulder from John Worsfold, got up and effected a great smother, now kept the ball in their half-forward area.
9-8, 8-3. Clock running down to three-quarter time. 2.5 minutes to the break. Clark, well done by McCann, well thought out. Hughes went against the boundary line, waited and waited very well. He gets it to Ashcroft. Well, he's kicked the goal.
Has he had a minute or two?
We've got a 3-month term deposit. Pays 4.5% per annum.
We switched to this 12-month term deposit from Challenge Bank. It earns 5.25%.
Oh, but if interest rates rise, our money isn't locked away.
We don't miss out either. Challenge reviews rates every 3 months. If the bank's 3-month rate has risen, Challenge matches it, then tops it up even more with a bonus. Sorry, but if you want to earn more and not miss out when rates rise, this isn't the way. This is.
Bears have it again out of the middle, but now they've lost it before it cleared the centre square. Clapper to Lewis. Kick wide. Bond. Hines. Quick answer from the Eagles, perhaps. Kick by Hines. Big leap by Leslie. Kemp near the boundary line. McIntosh near the goal square. White with him. Gee, that kick had some carry from Kemp. Back out near the 50. Oh, White was into him, surely.
You just can't believe the umpires don't see that.
A soccer off the ground. Champion, a bit of a fumble. Left it behind, went back for it. Kick by Champion. Here's Chris Lewis. Just outside half forward. Short pass to Hines. They're going across the ground, the Eagles. But Hart at least has some space, but has he got the ball? Just. Back to Hines. Look out, you're in trouble. Gone, they might lose it. Gee, a lot of possessions to go nowhere. Clappe to the forward pocket. Off hands, Kemp popped the ball up high. Speaks. Well, they're going nowhere, the Eagles. One kick and the Bears will make up for all of this. Hamilton along the ground and the ball out of play.
Well done, Bears.
Yes, and it's the second time Hamilton just saved the team there. Some poor play there by the Eagles. Just, well, you might say, flirting with the footy.
Boundary throw in then. Up goes Clark. Fisted down this time. Evans, quick hands away. Nothing doing, though. Eventually it comes to Bond, but I think it's going to be a free kick, isn't it? It's going the Eagles' way for a throw down there, and Kemp will get it. Langdon wants it short. Kemp decides no. He'll go for distance from about 45 metres out. Slides it right across the face. Clappe was up. Managed to complete the mark. The West Coast Eagles on top of the table need to be very careful here. 25 seconds remain and the Bears well and truly have a sniff. Ball on the members' side. Clark is up over the top. Hines, it's out of bounds, so the stage is set for what should be a very interesting final term. Hasn't been a great game. We're judging it by the standard of play, but as a contest it's been terrific. And Clark has been the man who's set the scene really for the Bears. He wins this one down as well, and Fletcher, who is a prolific possession gatherer, is held without it.
6 and 13. It's 13 handballs.
He and Lambert together on any team certainly distribute the ball. This is Hughes. Of course, Lambert off the ground now, and they miss him. Hughes decides about 40 seconds after taking the mark that perhaps going back could have been the way to go. I doubt that, but the siren anyway makes it three-quarter time. Michael Malthouse heads down for the ground. The West Coast Eagles lead it by 6 points, 9-9 to 9-3.
In the tradition of Prime Suspect and Inspector Morse comes the most powerful and provocative new series of the 90s.
We will roll over and play dead, all right?
It's mystery, action, and a sensual thriller. Between the Lines is coming soon to 7.
Western Underwriters fabulous footy quiz number 10. Wendy's always the fairest and best, but who was this hitting well below the belt?
Now, Mick made a stupid statement to me, well, and it is stupid. He reckons the only ones that shouldn't be considered are the players.
A. Dustin Hoffman or B. Steve Marsh. Enter now on 0055665588. That's 0055665588. You could win a year's free car insurance and a Qantas trip to the AFL Grand Final.
You could win 1 million Ansett frequent flyer points simply by joining Diners Club or introducing a friend. 1 million points. Imagine where they could take you. And there are 5 trips to Bali to be won, simply by joining Diners Club by July the 31st. Diners Club, you've got 1 million reasons to join right now.
It's a chicken treat Sunday, something new. A $3 special waiting for you. Sunday.
Buy a whole chicken and get 4 corns, a large peas, gravy, and chips for only $3 more.
All this for only $3 more.
Chicken treat, I got the taste.
Fire and Ice, new wave clothing at Worths. Fleecy pants, $29.95. Polar fleece jackets, sweats and tops, $49.95. And natural cotton skivvies, $29.95. Worths, the look, the name, the price.
WA Salvage have scoop purchased new titles of unauthorised CD live recordings at $4.95 each. Yes, $4.95 each. There's Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd, The Cure, Billy Joel, The Doors, Red Hot Chili Peppers, U2, Elton John, The Beatles, Phil Collins, Dire Straits, R.E.M., Van Halen, Madonna, Prince, plus many more. Yes, all $4.95. And if you think that's good, look at this offer. Buy any 4 CDs and you receive 1 free. Yes, 1 CD free. Only at WA Salvage. But hurry!
At Town & Country Home Loan is as flexible as you want. We'll help you set a repayment level and loan term that you're comfortable with and save you as much as possible. Just by taking our 14-day payment option, you'll save years off your loan, and you can make extra payments whenever you want.
A Town & Country Home Loan means low introductory and ongoing rates. And if you apply now, no upfront bank fee.
And if you apply for that loan with Town & Country now, you pay no application, valuation or establishment fee. No upfront bank fee at all.
Broke my windscreen. Broke my windscreen. Woe is me, what shall I do? Simply phone us, Instant Windscreens, and we'll fix it just like you. What's the number? What's the number? I can't stand it anymore. Instant Windscreens is our number. 132 444.
Julie, Saturday night to ourselves. The kids are at mum's. The answering machine's turned on, and so is Loverboy.
Doug Mulray, soon on 7.
West Coast lead by 6 points at three-quarter time at Subi. Banfield's got 2 goals and Matera 2, both of them in that term. And for the Brisbane Bears, Patios has got 4, none in that quarter. So 9-9 to 9-3 at Subi.
This match is part of the Fosters 1994 AFL Premiership season.
John Rogers down on the boundary as Robert Walls has plenty to say. Obviously, he realises this game is a real chance now.
Well, indeed he must, Dennis. You know, with bottom sides, you expect them to match it with top sides for a half and then say, OK, well, we've done pretty well for a half and give it away. But obviously such has not been the case with the Brisbane Bears. They've absolutely maintained their intensity, which I felt may have fallen away a little bit in the third quarter. I think the Eagles put on a spurt, but the Bears matched them inch for inch, and they are maintaining that pressure that I spoke about at half-time, and they're still most certainly in with a chance. Let's catch up with the walking wounded as far as the Bears are concerned. Craig Lambert, in an awful collision with Michael McLean, has got what I suspect is a broken nose. The Bears were very forthright and said he's got a whack on the eye, and they think he's broken his nose. And Michael McLean, well, you would have seen, everyone would have seen during the telecast the effect that it's had on his eye. Not quite so with the Eagles bench, unfortunately. Don Pike was injured in a collision, and we sent a runner down to the Eagles bench to find out what the problem was. And do you know what the official explanation was? He's got a toothache. It really is a disgraceful attitude that the Eagles sometimes show towards people who are trying to do a job and are trying to enhance a telecast by letting viewers know what is wrong with players and how players are going. A toothache was the official explanation of why Don Pike was taken from the bench. I would suggest to you that he's either hurt ribs or an arm, and that's why Pike is off the ground. It really is not a very satisfactory situation, the sort of information that's coming from the Eagles bench, Dennis.
Like pulling teeth, John. So off comes Michael Malthouse. There's Lambert. Good to see him back. Let's see what happened to him in that collision with Mickey McLean. Roscoe?
Yeah, looked to nothing, didn't it? But certainly, there it goes, whack. McLean stood up pretty well. He kept going, but Lambert, obviously second best. It's good to see him back on anyway, because he's been such, as we mentioned through that third quarter, along with Fletcher, such a distributor of the football. They get good value from his handballs particularly.
So, final term, Subiaco, and I guess we've seen a few upsets this season. Cardinia Park last week for these Bears, but if they pull this off, it will be the upset of the season. 9-9-9-3. Bears running right to left. Up they go. Turnbull gets it down. Lambert immediately back into the fray. Got it across to Scott, who boots it directly up in the air. Juggled attempt by Matera, who dives after that ball. And we've got a whistle.
McKenna to half forward, Clapper to half back.
So bounce still inside the centre square. The Eagles led by 5 points at quarter time. It was all square at half time. Clark and Turnbull. Got it down to Clark. It comes to Lewis. Quick hands away to Kemp, who runs through the middle, has a bounce. He's headed down towards half forward. McIntosh forced to go back. Langdon missed the ball. Taken by Champion. Touch ball play on the call. Totally confused. Champion boots it towards the outer side. 3-on-2 out there. Fletcher, sweeping hand pass, releases Hamilton. He's got the ball on the wing. He goes down towards half forward. High floating kick. Lynch works his way in front. Opportunity now for McAdam. Wide of the pack. McAdam back to goal, bounces off a player who should have tackled. Still McAdam goes, gets it wide to the voice supplied by Hamilton. Hard against the boundary line, he pulls it back towards the kick-off line. Lynch is down there with Jakovic, and Jakovic was superb.
That's a great mark.
Marvellous mark. Absolutely fantastic. A short pass now to Waterman. He goes short again to Clappe. Half back. Not a great kick to centre wing. Once again, the soccer employed by the Eagles. Turnbull trying to keep it in. He does. Now kicks it out on the full. And he's a bit stiff there. Gives away a free kick. Well, all game, the left-hand end has been the scoring end. In the first quarter by 5 points. In the second quarter by 5 points. And in the third quarter by 6 points. And the margin is 6 points. So it's all set for the Bears to come home and cause one of the great upsets of the season. 11th playing first. The Eagles clear favourites for the premiership. And how about this? The Bears have never beaten them since they came into the competition in 1987. And they might do it here today for 3 in a row against the premiership favourites. Here's Kemp. Kick astray. Gastev might have taken that mark. Thrown to the ground when he didn't have the ball. Michael McLean with a bandaged left eye. Doesn't get it out. Lewis. Great tackle by Hamilton. And what a mark by McKenna. The ball travelled 10.1 metres and was going at 100 kilometres an hour.
Listen, again, that's the second time Chris Lewis has been grabbed when he thought he had plenty of time. So persistence from the tackler, from the Bears, very good.
Haven't had a score yet in the last quarter. McKenna moved to the forward line, set shot for goal, splits the
middle. Before things get on top of you, take out hospital cover with Medibank Private, Australia's #1 health fund. And not only will we waive the usual 2-month waiting period, but you and a friend could win 5 nights at the luxurious Club Med Lindeman Island, flying Ansett Australia. See? Things are already looking up.
I feel better now. We've got a 3-month term deposit. Pays 4.5% per annum.
We switched to this 12-month term deposit from Challenge Bank. It earns 5.25%.
Oh, but if interest rates rise, our money isn't locked away.
We don't miss out either. Challenge reviews rates every 3 months. If the bank's 3-month rate has risen, Challenge matches it, then tops it up even more with a bonus. Sorry, but if you want to earn more and not miss out when rates rise, this isn't the way. This is.
Replaced by Francis.
Handy goal, that one. Rucks go at it. One down by Clark. Storming through Mainwaring, who's had a quiet day. His heart conceding some ground. He goes back to Worsfold across half back. Uses the ball nicely. Finds Turnbull on the wing. Ryan Turnbull. Kicks towards half forward. That's a very good kick. Slipping in behind Evans. Stop this ball at left half forward. Langdon comes on a lead. McIntosh slips over. Lewis. Behind. Mark Leslie had it go straight through his hands. McLean off the ground. A tough afternoon. Here's Champion to bring it in. 10-10, 9-3, so the Bears would like the next goal. Clark tries to knock it on. Turnbull reaches over the top. Flies out of bounds. So a boundary throw in about 70 metres from the Eagles' attacking goal. Clark and Turnbull again. Turnbull props in front. Clark reaches over the top. Lambert still putting his body on the line. Picked up by Fletcher. Straight to Turnbull. Having an influence. Bond misses the mark. His first back Bond about 25 metres from goal. Watch the bounce here. Leslie flicked up at about face height. He pushed it on the angle through for a behind.
I'll make it 5 rush behinds for the Eagles. 10-11 to 9-3.
Could be the difference at the end.
Very tight game. Kick by Leslie. Clark at the back. Turnbull got a fist to it. Comes to Ashcroft. High ball to centre wing. Lappin. Got of spoiling by Clappe behind, and the ball out of play.
Must be going crazy. I thought he was held Lappin there, wasn't he?
You can't believe the number of times that players get in front, make the footy their objective, and don't get protected by the umpire.
It seems the umpires are pretty determined to pay a low count of free kicks. It's 13 each. Kemp. Lambert. Maybe he hasn't got any feeling in that broken nose because he's just going in there fearlessly. And the umpire calls for it. Umpire Dennis Rich, and will ball it up. Is he going to throw it up there? Bit of soft ground on the wing. Shade from the grandstand. Ashcroft over the ball. Umpire Rich will have to do it again.
Just get the feeling too, Drew, that Matthew Clark's feeling the effects here. They need him now, but he hasn't got much left, the big man.
He palms this. Banfield. Hart off the ground. Here's Hughes. Hurried left footer. Clappe leads Lappin. Clappe fumble, but good enough to go back. Here's kick to half forward. Lewis! Oh, what a mark by Ashcroft! Boy, was that a mark.
Plenty of courage there. Ashcroft down towards half forward. Jakovic worked under the ball. Could have got a free. Lappin off hands. Runs to the 50. Will it be a true kick? Will it run on if it bounces? It does. It's not true. It misses. That would have been a very handy goal.
It's also one of the few times that we see Ashcroft's marked again. That's terrific. That the Bears half forwards have been able to run off the contest and the mark from Lynch. They've let that go quite a bit today. The ball's often gone to the back. They've not been there to pick up the crumbs.
Brennan to Worsfold. They can run it around the outer side. Lead comes from McKenna. He's in front, slipping away from Gastiff. So McKenna on the wing. Who will be the target next? Son a problem. McKenna goes down towards half forward. Tailor-made for Scott. Comes over the top and takes the mark. Probably should have punched, but coaches have to bite their tongue in that situation because he marked him.
He's been trying for that one all day.
It's good overhead as he kicks it down towards half forward. Jakovic goes up. Terrific grab. This game really in a state of flux now. Mainwaring. Who will step up? One side needs to. Mainwaring goes down towards half forward. McIntosh, up he goes. Always his as he ran to that ball. Ashley McIntosh towards the pocket. Here comes Langdon. Awkward half volley. He fumbles as a result. The hand pass not good. Champion applied good pressure. Fletcher gets it away to Clark. Gets it wider still. This is Leslie. Hard against the boundary line. Kicks it very wide. Will it stay in? Lynch tried to keep it in. He couldn't. It's out of bounds.
13 points the margin. Eagles leading. Michael McLean about to come back. Just under 13 and a half minutes left. Bears have kicked just one behind in this quarter. Going forward now, but the hand pass went behind. Grabbed by Gil McAdam. He bounces to the 50. Could nearly goal from here. Gets round Clappe. Goes wider. Tries to hook it back. And just misses to the right.
Made it tough for himself, Drew, didn't he? Just kept going wider and wider. That's the Sumich pocket out there. As McLean is back on and Troy Clark the player to come off.
2 straight kicks the margin.
McLean almost limping back on though. Hardly heartening for Bears supporters as Lewis gets the ball across to Waterman. Kicks it out of defence towards the wing. Needs something special here. Mainwaring couldn't produce it that time. Hughes, well done Mainwaring. Pushed him off the ball, knocked it forward. Could have been in the back too. And a free kick to Bond. Great stuff by Chris Mainwaring when it counted there. Bond is centering kick intended for McKenna. Gastiff is there. A lot of talent on display. Gastiff was legged. He'll get the free kick. An age of multi-skilling. Both of those have plenty. Here's Gastiff from half back. Down towards half forward. McIver could have almost got a kick. Clappe was into him. Mainwaring nicely done though. There was no kick forthcoming and as a result the Eagles run it down the ground. Hart goes wide. McKenna's got it. Well, uncharacteristic. McKenna has to wait now. Goes to Langdon. Langdon just forward of the wing. Probing kick inside the 50. McIntosh and Leslie. Almost the one-hander for the Eagle. But Hughes crumbed it. Nothing on around the outer side. Patios is galloping for him now. He goes for Patios. Well led by Patios, but Mainwaring sensing the danger, gets back, knocked it away. Recovers well. They've got the numbers on the outer side. He uses Lewis. Lewis back towards the half-forward line. Kemp kept his footing, leads back in the race. 55 metres out. Dean Kemp down towards full forward. Langdon, timely intervention there from Champion. And he gets it out of bounds.
Oh, there's some great man-on-man contests going on all around the ground. These players are a bit tired, and they're just raising themselves to another level here. 71 playing 59, and the Eagles in front, but still under siege from the Bears, who just can't break through for a score at the moment. Lambert gets it going forward to Hughes. He uses McLean. Walks through half-back. MacGyver in front.
Worsfold's in trouble too, Drew, with his left hand, left arm.
And here is John Worsfold. Round the corner he goes. Wide. Gastev is there. And McKenna. And the ball out of play. There's absolutely nothing happening with the scoreboard. In this quarter, the Eagles have kicked 1 goal, 2, and the Bears have kicked 2 behinds. It was never going to be a century before lunch type game of football. Banfield inside the 50. Langdon charges hard at it. Round the corner he goes with his left boot. McIntosh held by the shorts. Nothing doing. Down goes Ashcroft, and he'll get a free kick.
A century before the game, what are you talking about? Scott McIver and 150 from Michael Brennan. There goes the short pass. Fletcher's got it at half-back. Now he's away. On the outer side wing, an unmarked man in Scott, but he couldn't get the ball to him. McIver tried to. Eventually it's Francis. Well played by the Bears. He kicks inside the 50. Awkward half volley for Lynch. Still he goes. Lynch battling against a couple. Tries to soccer it forward. It spills wide. Opportunity for Worsfold now. Deep in his own defensive area. Kept his head. Finds Matera. And Matera runs away from half-back. Measures the situation. Stops. Little chip pass. McKenna comes to the ball. And that's a good grab. Guy McKenna on the wing, down towards half forward. Spinks with those big buckets has taken the mark. The Bears so gallant. Can they hang on? Missed by McIntosh. Leslie in trouble. Still he goes. Heads for the boundary. Lambert has been so gallant, playing up with a broken nose after that collision with McLean. Real indecision from White. Taken now by Turnbull. Well done by Lambert. Got that arm as it was coming back to punch the ball. Forgot about the ball, but he did the right thing, and we've got a boundary throw in.
A real scrap here at Subiaco. Under 10 minutes remaining in the game. It comes to Hughes. Rat, you can hear them call. He ducked into it. It goes to Lambert. Beautiful hand pass. Fletcher floats one over the top. The extra long blokes combining here. Hamilton. Scott. Patios is there. Brennan punches away. McIver pops it over to Patios. A chance here. On the run. Oh, but he's hooked the kick. And out of bounds on the full.
Gee, it was a clever handball from McIver too to find him in the first place. I thought Scott could have handballed through the centre too initially.
There's Jakovic. Goes to Waterman. 10-11 plays 9-5. The Eagles in front. And the clock continues to run. Just over 9 minutes remaining in the game now. Taken by Kemp on the outer side. Kick comes down towards half forward. In front, Spinks. So Spinks about 80 metres from goal. Goes looking for McIntosh. Almost the juggled mark. It falls in front. Hughes, who's been steady, got it to Fletcher. Clark got it away to McAdam. McAdam paid the advantage. They need to kick it. Ashcroft's got the run of it. Still got plenty of legs, the Bears, that's for certain. Ashcroft pumps it in again. It needs something special from Lynch. Knocked away by Jakovic. That has been absorbing stuff. Hart gets it across to Lewis. It's a different sort of game almost, this one today. They build from the back and they come down in 5s and 6s. Here's Lewis. He kicks towards half forward. McIntosh on a strong lead. Big roar from the crowd. McIntosh inside the 50. McKenna and Gastev pushing the back, says the umpire.
Free kick to John Gastev. Crowd not happy with that one.
John Worsfold should come off the ground too. He's obviously got a crook left shoulder, but he just won't come off.
Champion draws Langdon. Pops the hand pass over the top. Darryl White, it's his 21st birthday today. The hand pass up to centre wing. Chris Scott He's just 18 to centre half forward. All Eagles. Oh, but Mark dropped. It comes to Lynch. The $1 million man misses. And out of bounds for a throw-in.
There's a couple of opportunities gone waste there with Patios and now Lynch. Open goals on both occasions.
Jared Schofield about to come back for the Eagles. 2 straight kicks the difference. 7.5 minutes left. Lambert breaks the tackle. The hand pass is good. Clark a snap. And he hits the post.
I'll tell you what, Ross, they're running it out better than the West Coast Eagles.
Exactly right.
Just can't buy a goal.
No, but there's still time enough.
And they know if they persist, they can still snatch this game.
Get the phone out and get the 12-1.
As Worsfold does come off eventually for Schofield.
There's Waterman in the pocket. Banfield from half back towards the wing. Important passage of play, this one. Well done by Evans. Worth a kick down towards half forward. Fletcher used his body intelligently. Schofield looked up for support. While he was doing that, Fletcher able to wrestle that ball back in. But if the Eagles can kick the next goal, that could break the Bears. But conversely, if the Bears get the next one, it will be a grandstand finish. Here's a bounce. Rucks go at it. Clark knocked on by Spinks. They all stay off the ball. Bond goes in there. Threw it out surely with the one hand. Taken by Matera. Spinks to Kemp. To Schofield. Schofield, a sharpshooter. Slides it across the face. I don't know.
Well, again, the umpire's missing that, Dennis, because they're behind. The umpire on that occasion, Dennis Rich, didn't see the one-handed effort by Bond.
Well, Roscoe, we've got an umpire for every day of the week. They should be seeing those.
Yes.
Especially when a game's in the balance. 10-12 to 9-6. Here's Champion to bring it in. The crowd get restless. Champion goes for distance. Good idea. Up goes White. Got hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Evans away to Spinks. Spinks shrugs a tackle. Wayward kick out of bounds on the full. Just over 6.25 minutes remain, and the Eagles 10-12, the Bears 9-6. Who would have thought it?
They've never beaten the Eagles. The best result, a draw. And I suppose 2 straight kicks and they might get another draw here. Oh, Clark, good mark. Played an excellent game in the ruck with no assistance. Been there all day. The Eagles have been able to alternate their big men. Kick by Clark. McIver caught behind. Waterman, a good mark.
Played well, Chris Waterman.
Hart on the run. David Hart through the centre. The kick inside half forward. Langdon. It flips to the back. McIntosh. A snap. He's kicked it. Could be the match winner.
Your child gets sick and you are arrested for murder.
Did you attempt to poison your child?
No.
A riveting true story of one woman's heroic fight to be heard. Lisa Hartman Black.
Please get me out of here.
Falsely Accused premieres 8:30 Monday on 7.
Comes off, and Rudy Frigo back on for his first run.
Rudy Frigo on the ground. So Robert Walls, according to Drew, is playing his trump. He's the man that's been associated with some of their greatest victories. He's left it till late, I've got to say that. There's Evans down towards half forward, brilliantly picked up by Kemp. Kemp inside the 50, well read by White. White goes towards the outer side, taken by Francis. Pulls up. They've been inclined to kick to packs just recently. The Bears, they need to show a little more flair. This kick, directed again, just going for distance. Clappe wrestled down well by McAdam, brilliantly picked up by Troy Clark. Inside his own 50, Troy Clark wheels around, hoisted high. Here we go again, the two of them. Lynch was in front, knocked away. McAdam, was he taken high? Yes, he has been.
Oh, it's stiff. It was a good tackle by Waterman.
It slipped high, yes. McAdam directly in front.
Saw a bit of daylight there, went for it. The tackle early by Waterman was good, but his hand as McAdam went to ground, slipped up over his shoulder. The free kick result.
So Gilbert McAdam has got 2.
Clock is ticking, so nice and quickly would be in their favour.
11-12-9-6, and McAdam puts it through. 11-12-10-6.
Well, a little fortunate, but you take what's given to you, particularly in such a tight game like that. And there's still time for the Bears to get back. 4.5 minutes remaining. As we see, Clark just freshish legs, hasn't spent a lot of time on the ground. The battle of the giants here, Djakovic and Lynch. The ball spills free. Through goes McAdam. Free kick.
Back to 2 goals the difference. It took the Bears a long time to get their first goal of this last quarter. Quick interchange of hand passing near the centre of the ground. Up towards half forward. McKenna leads the race. Here comes McAdam again to apply the tackle. Down goes Guy McKenna. Pios, 65 metres out. Great smother, Brennan. And the ball out of play, just as the Bears might have been thinking about a marking contest between Lynch and Djakovic. Just over 4 minutes left, and 12 points the difference. 11-12 to 10 goals 6. Lambert again. Oh, Hamilton off the right. Lynch one out. Djakovic gets back there and touches it through. That could be an interesting point because two straight kicks out of bounds.
Yeah, up against the post.
Yeah. So still 12 the difference.
Not a good kick in from Hamilton. Didn't set it up for Lynch. Up goes Frigo. And Frigo goes goalward. He's kicked it behind.
Yes, the kick from Hamilton was neither over their heads far enough to shoot through for goal or short enough to Lynch to run onto it. It was a between kick and resulted in a nothing.
Lynch was not amused. So here's McKenna. 11-12 the Eagles, 10-7 the Bears. Inside the last 4 minutes now. Poor kick in. And Pios, the sharpshooter, within range.
There's still a show.
Oh, they're a real show. I think they're running this out better than the West Coast Eagles. But their forward line just isn't functioning at the moment. Watch this kick in. So Paul Pios against his old club. How about this? Couldn't have drawn it up any better. A kick from right on the 50. Hasn't got the carry. Frigo behind, off hands. Another behind. They can't buy a goal. 11-12, 10-8.
Well, what an effort they've put in. Since being belted by Hawthorn by 99 points, they've had the bye, the Bears. They've come back and beaten North Melbourne at home at the Gabba, beaten Geelong at Cardinia Park, and are giving the Eagles one of their biggest frights of the season here at Subiaco Oval. Djakovic. 10 points the margin, 3 minutes left. Off hands. Tap back by Leslie. They've lost control of it. They've lost possession. Mainwaring steers it to full forward. Langdon. Well done by Champion, who stood tall all day. And the ball out of play at the wrong end of the ground for the Bears.
It's probably very harsh. I just get a feeling watching the Bears, there's a certain lack of belief. Something about their footy at the moment, because this is really tailor-made for the taking. But they can't take it. The Eagles want to give it to them. Banfield threw it out, did he? It'll be a free kick to be taken by Leslie.
Yes, that sort of thought's very hard to eradicate, Dennis, when you've got it in a team who've been beaten for so long, so often.
Leslie, indecisive. Now he's forced to kick. 50. Well,
gee, that's confusing for the players.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
So am I.
I know that's not difficult. However,
just over 2 minutes to go, and a 50. And now Leslie will be brought back on the mark. Not losing time here.
No.
But, of course, the men are being covered down the ground. I'm not sure a 50 helps you all that much in this situation. Deep in defence, and the umpire perhaps could have been a little more charitable and let them go. Still, he's umpire to the letter of the law. But now it's hard to see a free Bear. Leslie, out of defence, goes down towards half forward. Frigo props in front. Should have got a free kick. Nothing doing. Over the ball is Brennan. Great courage as he scrambles after that one. And the ball up and the clock continues to run. So the Eagles 11-12, the Bears 10-8. A war of attrition. 2 minutes to go.
A lot of players around this pack. The Eagles keen to keep it in there. Clark up early, too early. Good tackle there. The Bears want holding the ball. The umpire's going to ball it up again. 1 minute, 43 seconds left in the game. Margin 10 points. 11-12 the Eagles. 10-8 the Bears. Kemp over the ball. It's staying in there. Another ball up. This is all using up time, and it's all against the Bears. The umpire's going to throw it up. He can't get space. Throw a blanket over 25 players here. Well, they tried to go off the ground, but it rebounded. Here's Chris Scott. His punch nearly worth a kick, but Hart first back there. David Hart off the left. Out of bounds on the full. Bears free kick, a minute left. They need 2 goals to win.
Well, last roll of the dice time. They need a score from this sortie forward. Scott wondering where the mark is. He's about 80 metres from goal. Hardly anyone inside the 50, although a few Eagles have got back. It's a high kick. Jakovic comes at the ball. Lynch had to spoil. There it came forward. Gast of a chance. 45 metres out. Pulls it back. Patios goes back. Got a hand to it. Loose ball. Hart dives and knocks it through for a behind. Bears edge closer. But we're down to 44 seconds now. And probably they're out of time. 9 points the difference, but gee, the Bears have served notice there for real this afternoon. They have attacked and attacked in the last 15 minutes for virtually no return.
Yes, there's a free kick, yes, against Michael McLean, against, McAdam it was, against Guy McKenna. They had a bit of a jostle before this happened. They had another one. So it comes down to the centre square area.
Waterman nonchalantly just pops it across to Hart. The old heads, I think, will slow it down now, realising such a low-scoring last quarter. There can't be much time left. He kicks it high towards the wing. Fletcher up in front, couldn't control it. Leslie has tried so hard in defence, tried to crash his way through. Matera gets it, wishes he hadn't. Langdon heads for the boundary line and effectively stops the clock, but it's down to 20 seconds. So you'd say the West Coast Eagles are home, but gee, they've got a fright this afternoon. They don't pay on moral victories, but 12-1 on would have been nervous. Matera goes into the pack again. Lambert works hard. McKenna dragged down. Hamilton applied the tackle. On his knees, Turnbull. Matera smothered off the boot defiantly by Hamilton, and ricochets out of bounds. So boundary throwing. The last action of this game at Subi about to unfold. Far and away Brisbane's best performance here in Perth. There's the siren, and the Eagles have won. A very strange game, this one. The Eagles far from convincing. Top of the table, yes, but they certainly didn't finish the Bears off. 11-12 the Eagles, the Bears 10-9. We'll be back shortly.
Turn a muffin into a brilliant Apple Macintosh computer with bonus software. Play McMatch and win with Disney Video Stars. Collect your game cards with any burger or muffin purchase, scratch and match these Disney Video Stars, or win instantly.
If you're over 25 and haven't made a car insurance claim in the last 5 years, you could save yourself a lot of money. Call FAI on 13 1000 and put us to the test.
Monday on 7 Nightly News, is divorce the social disease of the 90s?
It is alarming.
Why are marriages failing?
The cost of divorce is estimated at $3 billion.
What are the warning signs?
One partner becoming less interested in sex.
Have you got what it takes to survive?
Talking is an art.
Discover the secrets of Perth's longest married couple, or the devastating effects on families, in Yvette Mooney's 2-part report on Monday.
Nobody knows who's like 7.
And we're back at Subi. The Eagles have won by 9 points. I'm joined by Ross Glendinning. Interesting game, that one, Ross. I felt the Bears were going to win it at various times in that last quarter.
Well, they would have deserved to win if they had have got up, Dennis. They just had a few little mistakes at the wrong time, and
5 minutes of footy in the third quarter, and Matera kicked a couple in Turnbull and just turned the game, I thought. And but still, good credit to the Bears, their best performance in their longest trip away from home. That should give them that momentum to go in these next 3 games. They've got some pretty tough ones, Essendon, Carlton, Collingwood, so tough run.
Okay, you were voting today. How did you go?
Well, tough again. I just found it so difficult, but I thought to Matthew Clark as the ruckman was best on ground for his sheer effort. Had to play against 3 opponents, and on such a big ground, I thought he was terrific. Lambert, I thought, just for the quality of his possessions, was always giving the Bears something to run onto and was very creative. And Dean Kemp, again, for the similar reason, when he gets the ball, he does use it, although there would probably be Djakovic and a few others who could have snuck in for 1 vote.
Let's take a look at the league ladder then.
The 1994 AFL Premiership League Ladder, brought to you by Foster's.
Only 2 games played today. Of course, 2 sides in the top 8 winning. The West Coast Eagles nicely in front, as you can see, on 36. And Hawthorn, well, haven't they come back strongly? 28. Adelaide have got their problems, and Melbourne have won only once at their last 6 starts. And don't forget football tomorrow. The split round continues with Richmond against Collingwood and Footscray against Essendon. Today's winners, the Eagles by 9 and Hawthorn by 58 points. Thanks for your company from Subi.
This has been a 7 Sports production. These sponsors are proud to be associated with the 7 Network's coverage of the 1994 AFL Premiership season.